What is going on, football fans? It's your boy Lolo. I am back on the stoop. Time to do our Friday night happy hour. Wait, I'm not on the stoop. I am under the stoop. Big up to Jimmy Bremner's Ghost for showing some love before the show has even begun, dropping that 10-pound note saying before the show begins, rest in peace, Pele. What a magnificent funeral. Send off fit for a legend. Absolutely. Thank you very much, Jimmy, for that. We appreciate that. Big up to everybody who's in the house already with the comments. Scooby D2, Jimmy Bremer's Ghost, Pincushion, Evan, Macronomical, Macronical. That's still, it just doesn't go. Sorry. Del Boy Gunner TV. In case you guys didn't see it, I was on with Del Boy straight out of, I think I'm gonna say Dublin by the accent, but he's in Ireland. Big time gunner there. We had a good time talking earlier today. And Mac Chronicle says Del Boy, you better have your pint ready. Alcohol is a requirement, you muppet. And yes, Director John is saying the same thing. I've clicked too many comments without cracking a beer. Lolo, get on it. Happy
You could do it this week or this month. January is my dry month.
Okay, dry January.
I got coffee and I got water.
I'm doing a dry January as well. But Friday nights don't count. So cheers. Cheers to that. So good to see all y'all in there. And big up to the Let's Talk Sports community, who we are actually live on their channel as well somehow, believe it or not. So thank you very much. And so Director John, we should keep a lookout for the best comment of the evening. The best comment that we get in the comment section of the evening is going to get a free Let's Talk Sports shirt and mug. They're going to send them to you. So we get to choose which one that is. So there you go. Get in your funny, interesting comments right now. All right. Thunder Road, good to see you as well. Gary, good to see you. He says, I wasn't talking. I never talk. Yeah, I was sitting there going, it's 7:00 and Gary's still talking backstage. He knows that he's not going to get to talk for 15 minutes. So can we get this started? Anyway, speaking of not letting anybody else talk, I'm going to stop talking and bring on my lovely co-host, Mr. Mark. Get in here, sir.
As if I have anything to say. Oh, good
I love
Lord.
the best comment of the night so far. I love Let's Talk Sports. Shirt size XL.
I love Let's Talk Sports as well, and I happen to wear an XL, so... Let's Talk Sports. Send a bunch of T-shirts to On the Stoop, and we'll wear them with pride.
Yeah, well, not a bunch of them. Maybe just a couple. We don't want them to sit and go to waste.
Of
I can only wear one at a time.
Well, it could get cold. You could layer.
You can send me a large for now.
You could wear a short sleeve shirt over a long sleeve shirt over a short sleeve shirt.
By the end of the Premier League season, I'm back to a medium, all right? This is a medium, but I can't show you the lower half of this shirt because it does not enjoy the medium.
What's going on, Bandy?
What's going on, everybody? Mark.
So it's a medium, large?
It's actually one of those shirts from the 70s that is not only midriff, but it's mesh underneath.
No, it's because this part of my body doesn't really change size that much. So I'm a nice medium across my shoulders. My boobies get real big and my belly gets real big. So from this angle, I'm like slouching down here. Oh, I look real nice right here. Just like don't lift up at all. Like be seeing
So you're looking less like a Lolo these days and more like a Chewy.
I less like a Lolo, more like a Rolo. Hey-o.
Hey-o.
There you go. But anyway, good to see everybody here. Let's talk some football. Mark, you ready for that? Or
I am ready to. I actually, because the matches, we went a while without Premier League, and we were obviously watching World Cup, and then we get like this condensed, like 3 matches in a week and a half or something like that. And then today there's no football, and I'm like starving, and I'm like, I really want to watch a football match. So I watched Man United and Everton.
Ugh.
All matches. I know.
Gross.
I
Gross.
know it was kind of a gross match. And I found myself being very happy and cheering Connor Cody when he scored his goal.
He scored 2 goals today, I saw.
I got really sad.
Yeah.
after I realized that he's not on Wolves anymore. But then he scored another goal. It was an own goal, and then not only was I sad, but I was sad for him.
Yeah. Well, you can have him back next season, right? He's only on loan.
I don't think we bring him back. I think we sell him to Everton, and I think he's going to be way happier in Everton, provided they don't go down. If they go down, then he'll come back, but he'll want to be sold. Hopefully we can get better money than $7 million, which is, I guess, the option that Everton has, which is a pittance. But
well, don't worry. Everton are going to get rid of their manager very soon, and it'll be a fire sale at Everton. So Dominic Calvert-Lewin, everybody, you'll be ready to go. Ready
where
to
does
sell
Jordan
everybody.
Pickford go?
Jordan Pickford goes to Leicester because they have gone downhill since their keeper left.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Michael left.
Mark, I have a bit of a. You said something the other day to me and I just need to bring it up today. Okay, you said not a chance. Arsenal end up with Mudryk. Now, you remember saying that? You don't get him. You don't get him. He's not coming.
I don't think you're going to spend the money. Is this official?
It is not official yet, but I officially made my own banner for him. This is him. I'm hoping for the Great Escape happening. I took Calvin Phillips's face off of there, took all the lead stuff off of there, and look at there. There's Mikel Arteta. He's looking around going like, just let the boy leave. For fuck's sake, just let him go.
And my response to that is, you got to pay for it. You've got to pay for it. You don't just get him on the free. You don't just get him for nothing because he wants to come to Arsenal.
Fucking 60 million already, and he's not proven in the Premier League.
I think he's too small. The dude
thinks he's English. He thinks he's English.
I think he's too small for the Premier League. He's like $140 wet. He's just gonna get smashed. Yeah. Anyway, that's what I think. I think he's undersized, and for 100 mil, 80 million. I mean, Shakhtar is talking. Shakhtar, is that the team? I don't know how to pronounce it. Shakhtar. They want Grealish money. I've read, and that's
they
ridiculous.
want Grealish money, but I mean, they're looking to get it up around 80 with everything all said and good, and I think that's where Arsenal will end up going, is like 60 plus 20 in add-ons. Stuff like that. But to me, I'm more interested in João Felix. But I've been talking about Arsenal all day, so I feel like I'm done with that.
Give someone else a chance.
But don't prompt me. Don't prompt me because it's going to swiftly go to. So that being said, we're going to change gears tremendously and bring on our first guest to talk more Arsenal, and it's Gary. Everybody, bring on Gary.
If you didn't say that, the first thing I was going to say was Arsenal, and then see where you went with it. So I'm glad that you did not. You were okay. You're right. So yeah,
what's going on, Gary?
On the show. Hello, Lolo, Mark, everybody in the chat.
How's it going?
Welcome to the show. I saw Bandy, Scooby, Pincushion, Ian, Brenner's Ghost, McChronicle. Welcome.
See, everybody can say it except me. So Gary, do we get Mudryk or not? Do we walk away from the table? What should we do?
I think we've given them a number. They're gonna have to take. I believe they should just take that number and figure out what part of that number they want up front, because I don't think we need to go higher than that. If we're gonna go higher than that, we might as well go and get somebody really good. Somebody really established, somebody with experience with trophies and all that kind of stuff. 88 for when's the last time you've seen anybody with potential work out for over 70?
And what Mark is saying is actually true, as weird as that feels coming out of my mouth. He is smaller. He's not like a beast of a man. He kind of fits the exact same profile as Emil Smith Rowe, Saka, Martinelli. Fast, ball skills, can shoot, can pass, is tricky, but is small and will get knocked off the ball a little bit. So are we just adding more to that?
You said Saka, right?
Yeah.
You think Saka is small and Saka can't hold up in the Premier League? Or I'm seeing him go, Declan Rice, who? No, that's my ball. Get off.
No,
And then we score.
Saka is tough. Saka is tough, but he's not big. He's not a big guy.
It's more of a mindset, and then it's also the delectable Gary. Thank you, Bandy. I think it's a mindset, and I think you have to bring these kids in or whoever you bring in and make sure they're prepared for it so it's not a surprise, right? Vieira, it's all about preparing yourself before they get to you, right?
Yeah.
And he's not doing that. He's sitting on the ball like he's got all the time in the world, and he does not. And you know what? What kills the aggressiveness of the Premier League is some speed. Somebody who does it before before you can get to them. And that's what, if we're going to bring those players in, then they have to know that, and they have to be one step ahead of the big boys when they come in and try to lay one on them. Because that's
where I think like João Felix is even smaller.
Yeah.
But João Felix is fast as shit. He's a little jackknife. Like he's a little to me, João Felix is more of an important signing than Mudryk right now. But somehow we're back talking Arsenal.
I mean, Mudryk's pretty fast.
He's very fast.
Mudryk. But my question for you guys, for the Arsenal fans here, is wouldn't you much rather like get like two players at 25-30 million who's going to help you get deeper rather than some bringing someone in and signing him and having him not really work out because he's very young and he's undersized. He hasn't quite grown into his body. Wouldn't you want something that would help you get a little bit deeper and spend that money a little bit better?
Absolutely. That's why I think Mudryk is a great signing for the next few years. Does he particularly help us win the league? So right now we gotta decide like what is our goal here? We all know as fans, we're all like, fuck it, we're going for the league. But what is the actual goal of Edu and everybody? Are they going for the league? Because then to me, if you're going to pay 80 million for Mudryk, who we don't even have a spot for. We don't even have a spot for. You're telling me he's going to take one of these guys' positions at 80 million. Otherwise, why not go get a proven person? Like, who is it? Thunder Road says right here, Grealish money. First of all, it was a release clause. That's why they paid it. Aston Villa put this ridiculous amount on there, and that's why they paid it. And then Grealish was already playing in the Prem, so it's less of an unknown. Right now, Mudryk can come over and get just steamrolled. So for me, that 80 million, why not spend it on the likes of like these aren't the exact people I want, but I'm saying the likes of a Zaha, Tielemans, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, people who Declan Rice, people who are in the Premier League, know the speed, know the aggression, and they're only going to cost you 30 million because their teams are shit.
I'm torn.
Now, Declan Rice is going to cost more, but
no, I'm torn with this because in one breath, I'm like, well, if Arteta and Edu think this is the guy, then good. I'll go with it, right?
Yeah.
Because that's
what's up, Italy Jet?
That's what's been happening, right? We've looked at a lot of their deals over the last couple of years. They've only made a few mistakes. I think they've gotten better now. So part of me is like, if that's the guy they want, then to go get him. On the other side, there's a couple of things. One, this can't be another Vlahovic issue, right? This cannot be another Vlahovic situation where we're going after this guy. And this time, it's not even the player who doesn't want to go. He wants to play for us. His team really has wants to sell him for like top money, which he's not. That's not his talent level, and the money doesn't match, right? So, and they're saying that they don't need money, but this is the number. They're saying that they don't need money, but he's supposed to be levels of an Anthony, all right? And all this type. They're comparing him to other players out there who I think they're maybe ahead in their careers and stuff and established. So it's hard to you listen to them, you think one way, but I kind of feel like if this is the one they want, cool, but they need at least two. We need at least two players coming in. So if
you get Mudryk and João Felix, that's not one of the positions I was talking about covering. So then we need three.
Yep.
Mark?
Yeah.
I was just going to comment that I wasn't necessarily comparing Mudryk to Grealish as much as I was, as far as like reports and things that I've read, the words that are being used is that Shakhtar wants Grealish-like money for that player. Yeah. By no means comparing them, and I think what we're going to end up seeing is we're going to see a January transfer where we're going to see very, very bloated bids because Chelsea fucked the market when they brought in Hernandez.
I thought
they didn't bring him in.
Gakpo should have corrected.
I thought they paid 137 for him.
No, that's the whole drama that's going on right now. Mark is like they're like, Chelsea are going to pay 137 million for Enzo, and Chelsea came out and were like, we didn't bid anything. Like, no, we said like 80 something, and they said no. So like that's basically it. And
okay,
Enzo Fernandez's team
I thought
has
it was
said
a done deal,
he's
but apparently
back.
it is not.
He's back with the team. Like, no. He's focused. So I don't think Enzo comes. They were trying to get a little bit less.
Right.
So the problem with this, and Evan here says, wait a week, the price will magically drip slightly, then the next week, etc. Just wait on this. I just feel like Arsenal, and they know this, Arsenal has Tottenham away and Manchester United at home. We could really use the backup.
They're not playing.
Even if they're not
it
fit.
doesn't even matter. If they came in like yesterday,
they're not going to be up to
1st,
speed.
They weren't playing, and I'm fine with that because it's going to take them some time. Arteta doesn't rush these guys in, right? Not these types of guys, right?
Then we better fucking pray to God that Reece Nelson is fit and that Emil Smith-Rowe are fit.
Well, we've got a gap between those games, right? We've got at least a week between those two games. So our players will be rested. So it's not any midweek games that we have to be concerned
Saka
with.
gets a yellow card. He's not playing against Manchester United. Yeah. Saliba gets a yellow card. He's not playing against Manchester United. Either one of them gets a yellow card in the next match.
That is the role of the dice that Arteta is playing.
I mean, he did it.
How
on earth, by the way?
He did it last year, right? Same thing, coming to January, knowing the deal, knowing that the fine line between getting what he wanted and not was out there. He didn't do anything. Here again, Saliba hopefully just plays some football. I think he's looking at those yellow cards just like we are, but he shouldn't be. He should just play his game. If he gets a yellow, he gets a yellow. I'd rather us just play and get this. If we got the win in North London Derby in a toilet bowl, and we are out a player against Manchester United, so be it. But we can't look at those players cannot think about those cards like we do. You know what I mean? Or else they won't play. It looks like what Saliba did last week. I felt like Saliba was sitting on four yellows, concerned about a fifth, right? As opposed to just play the damn game. If you have to take a yellow, if you get put in that situation, then that's what's going to happen. That is not his fault. That's Arteta and Edu's fault that they don't have a third center back that they can put in there, or they don't have they didn't push Ben White over because now they've got the fullbacks that they need, right? But we've got answers in certain places, right? If Ben White has to play center back, we got it, all right? If Saka's out, we have no answer for that, all right? No answer for that right now, and Vieira needs to be that guy based on where we stand today. and he's not getting the minutes. So how do we know how he's going to pan out? And he needs more games. So we're kind of
Mark,
screwed.
please sidetrack us so I can stop talking about Arsenal.
All
for
right,
a
so
second.
yeah. So did you see the game
It's just
today?
all. It's just all like
Did you see
I'm
the
sitting
game
on my
today?
hands here.
Everton. Oh, we already
No,
already
I didn't
talked about
see
that.
that fucking.
You
match.
didn't see
Why
that
would I
game?
watch that?
I watched it.
Shit
There's nothing else
match?
going on. I was.
There's nothing else to watch. I was at home. I was by
What do you
myself.
mean there was
Christine was
nothing
getting
else
her
to
hair
watch? I
done.
was on live with BxGunner. Like you
I
could
I
watch
watched
you.
that. You were
Told
done
you.
by 3.
Yeah. What's
Oh,
up
shit.
with you, man?
See, Delboy should have gone longer. I knew we had
You
time.
know, I mean,
Big up. Let me say what's up to Italy Jet. Italy Jet says he or she, we'll see. I don't know if a jet has a
gender.
Where was it? I don't know. He said he's a West Ham fan
fan. Yeah.
and does Premier League content as well. If you want to come on the show tonight, send me a message on Twitter or Instagram or one of those. Here's our Twitter handle is right there. So if you go to On the Stoop Lolo on Twitter, send me a message and I'll send you the link and you can pop right in, or just wait until extra time and you can come watch us on extra time or hang out with us afterwards on extra time.
I'm just like, why? Everybody's. Oh, I was gonna say that, but no, I'm gonna stop because that's Arsenal talk. But today's game, as you said, I watched that and I was like, that is just really nice of Cody to score goals for the other team. All right, just very nice. And I'm like,
so Gary, let me
Nice.
ask you, what are your thoughts on Manchester United right now?
as I heard this discussion, I think it's been going on. We played Newcastle. We drew them 0-0. So, and they're one of our biggest challenges, I think, up to date and going forward. United looks like they're moving in that direction as well. Right? Yeah, we're not happy. We're looking down the road and going, damn, it'd be nice to have a smooth ride plan, and we know it's going to be a bumpy one coming. But no, I think United has been playing really well. But I think we are playing well with what we've got. All right. I think we can compete with anybody right now. So I'm not necessarily concerned about that, as whether or not we can hold up. As you say, we may have suspensions, and that's always my problem. It's either we have injuries, sickness, suspensions. Those are the key things, and we don't have the depth to cover all of those things. Right now we don't. So that was our issue the last couple of years. It's still the issue today, but we have at least an identity, and everybody that comes in needs to know how to play. So that's the key thing. If you come in and play, you need to know how to play our way, and we're seeing that, right? And Kedia was probably the prime example of somebody we were all concerned about whether or not he could get the job done, and he's showing that. You know what? I'm not Jesus, but I'm not the Eddie of old, where we're like, damn, this is not going to work. We're seeing him actually play well and actually do some of the things that Jesus does. So I think we've got a decent 11 to compete against any of those teams. We just don't have the depth, and we don't have answers on the bench when things go wrong. That's the problem.
Yeah, look at this. What's up, Kevin Jessup? Good to see you, man. Lolo, top of the league and still moaning. Yes,
Right?
yes,
Right?
because my standards are very fucking high. So, yeah, sorry about that. And I'm not. I don't know if I'm moaning. I don't know if I'm.
What are you supposed to do? Just stop talking because we're top of the league, and then wait till we drop, and then go. I did, and then go. Oh, I saw it coming, and they're like, "Oh no, you didn't." No, I see it coming right now. We can see how this thing can go off the rails, right? And
I think you are talking about seasons past. This is not the season.
The depth is still an issue right now.
I think it can be an issue.
No, it is an issue.
But
it's not.
It hasn't been an issue so far.
It is because what happened in Newcastle match? We needed to make a change. We needed to change the matchup and figure out how can we change the attack, put some fresh legs, put something in there. There's some players in there.
We definitely know that, but that is one match out of many.
That's a problem all year.
Became evident, and it hasn't up until that match. It hasn't been evident at all.
It's still an
You
issue.
guys have been
though.
crushing it. You guys
Yeah,
all of a sudden you
people
draw
wonder why-
and you're
why don't
like,
we-
oh, we're just not that good anymore. You
Well,
know,
no,
it's
we
not
have no
good
depth.
enough.
We know we don't
I-
have
it's
depth.
True, it's true.
And we
but,
found a goal
You know,
every other
you're
game. This game we haven't.
you are able to survive despite that lack, and thrive this season, because we're seeing there is
it's still a concern.
there's a slow changing of the guard.
Mark,
You know, where teams that have been dominant at the top of the table are not so much anymore.
okay, Mark, you've spoken your mind about Mikel Arteta's off sideline antics.
Sure.
He got in the face of Eddie Howe a little bit in the Newcastle match. So let me ask you this.
We watched that together.
What do you think would be the best matchup for an MMA style fight with Mikel Arteta?
Well, Eddie Howe would kick the shit out of him.
Yeah, I don't
To
think
be
that's a good
perfectly
one
honest.
for Mickey.
I
No,
don't think that's a good one for Arteta, but
I think he could take Graham Potter for sure. I think
Oh,
Graham
he could
Potter has some
definitely-
reach, but he
Graham
looks like
Potter's just too nice.
yeah,
He
looks
doesn't
like a
want to
nice guy.
fight you. He's just like,
Yeah.
just leave me alone.
I could see
Who
him and
would
Pep going
be-
at it, and at the end, Pep is like pounding him and saying and yelling at Mikel, "Just tap out, Mikel!" And he goes, "Never, just tap out, Mikel. Just tap out, Mikel. I don't want to do this."
Bremner's ghost has got he's got a pretty good
Arteta versus
option here.
Jesse
Arteta
Marsh.
and Marsh, that might not be bad, but I
Gotta
see
love
a
the
little
tight
more
pants.
street fight out of Marsh than I might see out of Arteta. Da, 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 da.
Yeah, Lopetegui.
Vieira.
No, Vieira would destroy Vieira. I think Vieira wins
would
the
eat him.
MMA.
Yeah,
of-
I don't.
of
This is a good
coaches.
question. I mean,
Gary, am I right?
I don't think Arteta's beaten anyone. So
No,
it's not even.
Vieira would win the league of MMA.
I think.
manager.
Yeah, I think so.
how about this one?
I
Here,
think-
you guys tell me your thoughts on this one. What if Arteta got into the octagon with Thomas Frank?
No, he's losing that. He's how
Thomas
our
Frank,
manager's
Thomas Frank
not
is the
fighting
guy who looks like the guy from
He's
Sex
a-
in the
he's a-
City.
from Brentford.
I don't know.
right?
I don't watch Sex in the
Is he-
City, but he's the manager of Brentford.
He ain't
Yeah, Thomas Frank.
Arteta's not beating him either. That guy looks, his hair isn't right. You know what I mean? Like ready to go. He's scruffy. Arteta's losing that one too. Arteta's gonna come out like this, and Tom Frank's bang, and it's over, and he's on the floor. Forget it. Our manager's not fighting anyone. He's a lover, not a fighter, as they say. Hey,
I don't think so. I think he would kick his own grandmother to if it meant that he got that much closer to winning the league.
you got it all wrong. You got it all wrong. And
You think you think Arteta is just like cookies and cream and rainbows and unicorns?
Yes, sir.
I say Arteta would do whatever. I would even go as far as he would sell his fucking soul if he still has one.
What?
To,
Where is
to
this
win
going?
the league?
Where is this coming from? What?
What? And
No,
a desire to do anything to win?
That-
I definitely think that's Arteta.
I don't know how you saw. I don't know. You fix it. Clean your glasses. They're getting foggy or something. I don't think you can see it. Arteta's not that kind of guy. Yeah. No, I think you got him. I think you got him all wrong. You got it all wrong here, buddy. I'm sorry.
So what? He's a guy you want to go and have coffee with and talk about the world events.
There you go.
You know, I see him more as a Mike Tomlin guy. Is like, hey, coach, fuck you, I'm working. You know,
I don't see that
that's
either.
how I see Arteta. I don't see Arteta being nice.
I don't know.
I don't see him
he
as
is
a nice guy.
He's
I
a
don't
nice
see
guy.
him that way. How is he a nice? How? What can you tell me?
What
that,
do you
know?
see that means he's like he's out there busting heads and stuff? He's not doing that.
Well, someone within our organization leak some information to the
Passive
press.
aggressiveness is
And,
not necessarily
And
somebody who's out there.
we're gonna take care of it, and we think we know who they are.
That doesn't sound like
It's
somebody's
just with this
busting heads.
absolute vengeance, in his
What is
voice.
that? If that's vengeance to you, then I thought you live in Brooklyn.
All he's doing is perpetuating what he's saying was not like.
What is
he's
this
not,
guy?
he's not from Brooklyn.
Oh, he's not from Brooklyn. Where are you
No.
from again? Oh, Minnesota. Is that right?
I am from parts unknown and nowhere in between.
Oh,
I'm like the Johnny Cash song. I've lived everywhere. There's no place I haven't lived.
You've got
Except for Florida.
You've got Antenna mixed up with somebody else.
No.
He's a nice guy. That's what I'm going to say. He doesn't. If he wasn't, he would be able to manage these guys that we are sitting. These players that are a little bit more.
If he was a nice guy,
right?
you guys would still be looking at Ozil and Aubameyang. If he was a nice guy,
what does that have to do with being nice? There's time for them to go.
Like, cut your
every
salary.
Every manager in the Premier League would have let those players go. Not one of them would have kept them.
But you think someone who's nice has the balls to do that?
That's part of the job. It doesn't.
If you're a manager, you have to have the balls to do that.
That's part of your job. But
I don't see him as a nice. I don't see him as a nice guy.
He's the nicest.
I don't see him as a nice guy. I see him as a cutthroat, ruthless manager who would do anything to win the league. That's how I see him. I don't see any cookies and cream with this guy. And I'm sorry, it's just it's not popular, obviously, but it is my opinion on the issue.
I don't know where you're going with that one. I don't.
That's just the end of it. It's just my opinion. I don't think he is more ruthless. I think he's more of a ruthless manager than he is a nice guy.
Okay, so who is nicer than him in the league? You can't name him because there isn't. He is at the bottom. He's at the top of that list. The nice guy.
No,
I don't think so.
I mean, I don't really.
I'm like
know.
in the middle here. He doesn't look like. I feel like he's not particularly a nice guy, but I don't think he's much of a dick. I
never
think
said he was a dick. I said he was ruthless. I said he was a ruthless guy.
With winning.
But that's part of your job. If what he's doing is ruthless, that's just him doing his job.
Yeah.
Because that's why. I mean, that's a difference between you've had.
I mean,
what?
I see someone. I can't even read that. That's way too long.
No, it's a lot of stuff there.
No, we got to pay for it. It's a bot. Yeah, let's get that out of there. I mean,
that's ruthless.
Let's leave it in there.
Yeah, that's ruthless.
Let's just get it out of there.
Get on that.
I thought you were a nice guy.
I never said that. I just randomly just kind of like, it's like a fly. Get it out of here.
No.
It's not allowing me to remove it.
Damn, that's kind of...
So what we do is put Mark down here and then put it up there. There you go.
Right.
Why is it not allowing me to remove it?
Oh, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, all the rest have it. Maybe because it's from Twitch. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, that's probably why.
Look at Scooby D2. What's everybody drinking and what's with the pint glasses? I thought you had pitchers and glasses with a handle. Get an old school pint glass with a handle. What? What's everybody drinking? All right. I got pissed off before the show because I came down here with a Guinness and knowing that I have a fridge full of beer down here. And so right before the show, I walk over there and what is in there? Some Coca-Cola and some bottled
big
water.
Giant can of Wolverhampton.
Big giant dildo is what's in there. Basically, I've got as much use for that as I do the fucking Coca-Colas. Like this is so. I grabbed the only other thing that's down here, and so I am drinking a nice fancy bottle of Albarino, all to myself.
Delicious.
It's very nice too. From a paper Happy New Year.
Didn't Arsenal sign him too? Albarino?
Alberino.
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
very good.
He signed him for
12 years
90
old.
million and
Yeah.
immediately loaned him out to
He's only 1 year
Celtic
old.
Vigo.
I don't know. I like Boddington, so I know it's not.
This is a fucking
I know I shouldn't drink
Portuguese
it.
Albarino.
I know I shouldn't drink it because of where it emanates from, but I do like it, so I'm drinking it. That's what I drink. So,
What is that?
Boddingtons.
Boddingtons. There you
Boddingtons is delicious.
No, I know.
No
but it's
problem
just,
with Boddingtons.
go. Anyway, I'm pissed off. Somebody drank all my beer, and I know who it is.
he's
Anyway,
sitting I'm looking at him right now.
no, it's not him. It's not him, unfortunately.
No, I'm looking at
Uh-huh.
him right now.
Me.
Yes.
I didn't drink it all.
You don't
No,
drink
no,
your
no.
own beer.
I do drink my own beer, but I replenish it. If I would have known that I drank it all and I had to go get more. But no.
Yeah, I know
it didn't
Bremner's
happen.
goes. I know.
It
Yeah,
sucked.
exactly. That's why I said it the way I did. Exactly.
All right. Well, Mark's got the training top taken off. He's ready to rock.
I wouldn't
Let's
put
bring on this
anybody
Leeds
down
United
based on what
bastard.
they drink.
No, it's where it originates from. That's the problem.
Oh,
Hey, look, it's
what's
Mr.
going
Tom.
on, Mr. Tom, with the tie-dye kit?
And the dungeon looks a little bright today. What's going on? I can see the window.
There's some sort of
You have a
shenanigans.
window.
Oh, what's going on there?
It must be the way the laptop's angled. People
Oh.
are not meant to know there's a way out. Yeah, so,
Master must have been cleaning.
yeah, so greetings, everyone. Thought I'd get
What's
started.
up, brother?
Thought I'd save everyone and wake everyone up a bit. So,
Yeah, good job. Yeah, everybody's
were boring,
making
everybody.
everybody's making fun of my
I never said that.
beverage of choice today.
I'm not.
Yeah, they don't.
All right,
Big
Tom, what's
question
going
is-
on? You have, I know who that is. That is,
It's in honour of Everton's week that they've had. It's Doink the clown.
Doink,
Because because Frank Lampard's a fucking clown.
Mm. Yeah,
wow. But they
Poor
drew with
Frank.
City, so that really
yeah,
helped all of us.
yeah. There's no other.
Do you think
Similar
they feel like they're
beverages.
winning?
Who's
right
winning?
now, do you think Everton feel like they're winning at life?
No, not
No.
at
There you
all.
go.
I think half of the Everton squad is still like, don't worry, guys. Don't worry, guys. When Richarlison gets healthy, we'll be rocking and rolling.
I was literally thinking that it was like, well, he pretty much saved you last season. So what magic wand are you relying on this time?
Calvert-Lewin's like, hey guys, I just need to remind you guys, Richarlison left last year.
All
He
you got is
injured.
me. All you got is me, and I'm coming off the bench.
Yeah. All you got is me now. Anyway,
Is
Mr.
that guy
Tom,
ever
how's
going to
life?
get fit?
It's happening, isn't it?
He doesn't stop.
I like
no.
Caffrey's. It's just I can't find it over here. I'll drink all the other British brews I could find. I go to the same place, and that's what they have. So I have to do a little bit more reconnaissance and find a more appreciated British brew. Mr.
right.
Tom is in the
Mr.
house.
Tom.
Nice if we
breathing
could
life.
find it in. I'm sure we can find it in the city for you.
Yeah, that's just a bit of a hike, right? It is a bit of a drive for me. Why is it so quiet? We're talking about beer. Gary's beer choices are not liked by the
I would like to
masses.
talk to Mr. Tom.
Oh, sorry.
Mr. Tom said he's going to bring the thunder. So let's hear it, Tom. What do you got to tell us, Mr. Tom? Tell us the good news about Leeds United. Who have you signed? Who have you let go? Who are you beating next weekend?
We've signed, I believe it's pronounced Voba. He's no Junior Firpo, obviously, but who is? But
Only
it's
one.
something.
Not
At
even
least
Junior
we're getting-
Firpo is Junior
Get
Firpo.
it done.
Not these
There you
days.
go. There you go. No, I don't even know where he is anymore. I mean, he's gone missing. But we'll find him. He's a great man. So at least we're making an attempt to shore up the defence, or we're doing Jesse Marsh a favour with his old club, putting some money in their coffers. Either way, yeah. But I think we've had an okay week. Draw at Newcastle, draw to West Ham. Now, if people tell me that the draw if you told me the draw with West Ham is disappointing, I can fully understand it. Home game, didn't win it. 100%, not going to tell you you're wrong. But why I feel it was a good result is because it would have been 3 times in a row that we went in front and then lost to the Hammers at home. And that would have been a disaster psychologically.
Who's that?
And so it's just seeing him throws me off my game. But no, in all seriousness, I thought it was a good result.
And Cleach's last match, Mateus Cleach taking off to the US of A. Yeah,
I'm surprised it didn't happen sooner. That's no disrespect to him. It's just I think part of the reason we've been in some of the troubles we're in is that we overshot how good we felt the championship team was, and certain results may have rose-tinted glasses on the decision makers at the team who thought, oh yeah, these lads can go from the championship to 9th and then on to Europe. It's like, no mate, you have to make the team better continuously. That's how football works.
Mm-hmm.
And it's partly Bielsa's fault as well, because he grew an attachment to these lads like we all did. But the difference is I'm allowed to grow an attachment to them, but it's your job to make the team win.
Yeah, fair.
I'm allowed to sit here and be like, Luke Hayling's amazing, Klitsch is amazing, because I've got all the memories of like Klitsch scoring against Stoke, then scoring against Stoke in a penalty in the lockdown, like did amazing, like. But then there comes a time where like you're getting turned over, and it's like, well, of course they're getting turned over. These lads were playing against Luton 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Like before anyone says I'm slagging them off, I'm not slagging them off. The point is, it's not their fault. They have a certain level, and for a time they went over that level. But the reality is, players don't play over and above their true level for 5 years. It just doesn't happen.
Yeah, and I think you guys were you look at it the last year or two that you guys were in the championship, you had Marcelo Bielsa, you guys are really coming together as a squad, reinvigorating the fan base as well, and coming together and doing some magical things as a squad. And so that carries over to the first season, and you had some of that magic left. And that's where I think you and James were discussing, or I think David Villamartin as well was discussing how that probably fucked you guys. Doing so well your first season fucked you guys, because they thought, oh, you know what, we're fine if we only plug a couple holes here and there, as opposed to looking at an entire team rebuild.
It's only wrong in hindsight, though, Lolo, because I remember at the time there were interviews where Angus Kinnear, the managing director, I forget, or CEO, whatever it is, basically come out and said, we had a plan where the first season we get promoted, we're going to spend 100 million, and then that means we'll probably be more set for the second season. And most Leeds fans, myself included, sat there and went, yeah, that seems reasonable and logical. You're spending money now so we can be better whatever, fine. But that's quite naive. The thing is, you spend 100 now, and then you're going to have to spend 100 next summer, and then you're going to have to spend 100 next summer. Because if you don't do that in the Premier League, you don't stand still at best. You go fucking backwards.
Yep.
I also think,
with respect, Mark's finding that out.
Yeah. I mean, I think maybe, who even knows, man? I can't even comment about, the situations and how they're similar and how they're different, other than the fact that they're both teams found themselves at risk of relegation. But yeah, I think also, rather than say, as well as saying that, that first year of success in the Premier League did you a disservice because you thought you could stand pat, with just a couple of finaglings here and there. I think there's things that were unforeseeable.
Yeah.
Like the complete and utter physical breakdown of Patrick Bamford. I mean, scores 20, 25. How many goals? 20, 23? And
He got
Leeds first year
17.
up?
You're
17?
muted, John.
Who are you talking about?
Bam. Sir
Lord
Patrick Bamford.
Lord
Who?
Patrick Bamford.
Lord Bamford.
Who?
Lord Bamford, the king of the dance. No, but I mean, that's something that no one that wasn't like something that was foreseen. I mean, yeah, he got hurt, but it's been like no sooner does he become fit that he gets hurt again, and he's perpetually hurt. There were other players on Leeds that were perpetually hurt that you really couldn't quite. That you weren't counting on, that you were counting on to contribute to the team, So I don't know.
I'll tell you something that happened on Wednesday with respect, like exactly, because you mentioned Bamford. I cringed when Gnonto scored, right? And then him and Somerville both slid across the turf. And I'm sitting there like, have you not seen what happened to Patrick Bamford?
Don't
Like,
do that.
Yeah, exactly. I was sitting there like, you're literally playing because he did that.
I thought it was more that he jumped in the air, and when he landed, he injured himself. Because he doesn't, like when Bamford hurts himself last season, like he comes back, he scores the goal, and then he runs to like the middle of the pitch rather than the corner. He runs to the middle of the pitch and throws his fist in the air and comes down, and it was just like, yeah, that's gonna get you.
I thought he slid across against Brentford like about a year ago. Yeah, no, because he's been injured multiple times.
Yeah, no. I mean, he's suddenly made of glass.
Yeah, Christopher
can't stay
Ward
fit.
here. Christopher Ward here says taking Phillips and Rafinha out of that lead squad was always going to affect them. It would be like taking Partey and Saka out of Arsenal. It's weird because Calvin Phillips in the Premier League did not play all that much for Leeds United. I think half a season, both seasons, right? Tom, he didn't play every match. He didn't play nearly every match.
No, I think what you found was that Leeds won more games when he was playing though, compared to when he wasn't, which was why it became an issue when he wasn't fit, because then you knew that.
But that gets me wondering, like now with City,
we know we're going to lose, but you know your chances.
I felt when I saw him come on against Chelsea, I felt like bad. I felt like he's kind of done with his career because he was walking onto the pitch, kind of laughing. They were up 1 goal. It's not like they were dominating this match.
Is he actually out of shape? I haven't seen him.
They said that he's back in shape. But he looks fine. But to me, like, whose position is he going to take at City? Like, he's not going to be a starter for City. He's not being pushed. It's not. I feel like, I don't know, the Calvin Phillips that we've seen for Leeds and that we've seen for England has never showed up for City. So
what's interesting about
doing.
all these things is we always talk about, once you go out there and get players from the Premier League and have them at least on your squad, and you guys are just mentioning all these names of players that can't even get games. They're playing on big teams. Yes, I get that, but they do rotate players, and they feel the need not to when they have them, right? So, are there actually players in the Premier League that you can actually afford one, and will they be able to play for you and be as good? I mean, that's where
like
with that.
If you're talking £100 million for Calvin Phillips or Declan Rice, I like the way Calvin Phillips plays more than Declan Rice. But Declan Rice plays a full season and he plays 90 minutes every single match. Calvin Phillips has yet to do that. So to me, if I was going to pay for one, I prefer Calvin Phillips's game, but I prefer
How much did Calvin go for?
80?
It's about 40 million, something like that.
I'm just
Yeah,
wondering.
it's
So
only
if you
about
bought
40.
2 Calvin Phillips, you'd be better off than if you bought 1 Declan Rice, because then you at least would have maybe a full player for the entire season, and you still have 20 mil to spend on something else.
I don't know. I don't know if Declan Rice stays at because he'll go on a free at the end of the season, won't he?
Which, if that's the case, then it's one of those things where
That-
they either need to extend him yesterday, or they need to sell him yesterday.
Sell him now. Yeah.
You know
sell
what I
him
mean?
now.
Like, because you can't let him walk away.
Especially when he
and it-
came out and said comments of like, I need to be playing
It
Champions
doesn't.
League football.
It's not even that. It's you just
Right.
can't let him walk away, regardless, right? Just
And imagine
player
they
that
get relegated. Imagine they fucking get relegated.
You rather have the 100 mil from him now when you get relegated than the 100 mil, than have the 0.
Oh my God.
As he
Speaking
walks
of
out the door.
relegation, guys, we got a Liverpool fan who just joined us.
Who are we talking about?
Thinking about relegation. Dirty
Oh,
Chris is in the house.
We're talking about you, Chris.
Who can walk away?
Declan Rice.
How's it going, Chris? No, we're talking about Declan Rice. He has made it known that he's up for a move. He wants a move, and I think he goes on a free at the end of the season if they don't sign him back up, which I don't think he wants to do. But they're also saying that they don't want to let him go in January. So, I mean, speaking of a team who could use a Declan Rice type character, Liverpool could use Declan Rice. No,
Yeah, we could use a few
you
midfielders.
can use anybody. You can use anybody right now in the
He's in-
midfield.
Yeah,
Best case scenario for West Ham now is that he stays and performs in a way that they don't get relegated and maybe win the Conference League. Maybe.
he's
But
kind of rumored to
that's
go
the
to.
best they can hope for.
He was rumored to go to Chelsea for a long time, but now they seem to be putting in some
Right.
crazy offers for Enzo. But
Yeah, we'll see about that. Benfica believe that Enzo is theirs.
I have concerns about a goalkeeper. Just to point that out.
yeah, I don't think Benfica's keeping Enzo for another year. But
They
We
said
shall
he's
see.
back training. He's their player. Blah blah blah. Yeah. So I don't know. Chris, what's going on with Liverpool? What the fuck is y'all's problem?
we just gotta. Our strikers have a little case of the yips.
Lil case. They're just waiting for Cody Gakpo to show up and take all their jobs.
I don't know.
or the Louise guy.
The thing is, I think they're actually playing well. They're just
Yes.
not finishing. I've never seen them create so many opportunities. So I'm not worried long term. I just think because I think Salah's been poor, really poor as well. He should have scored twice against. I don't know if it was Brentford or Leicester or whatever. All those
He's
three
been
games.
poor since the Cup of Nations.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm more concerned about our midfield more than anything because I think the goals will come. I think defense, I mean, Van Dijk's hurt, but I think in the long run, we've got good personnel there. The midfield, it's either too old or too young. There's no Goldilocks porridge there yet, right? It's either a little too hot or a little too cold. And
Yeah.
and I don't know. I mean, Enzo, I think, is out of our price range. I think Jude Bellingham's going to be out of our price range. I think maybe Declan, maybe that makes sense. I don't think I've ever seen him rumored with Liverpool, but it's an upgrade from West Ham. But
Yeah. Definitely.
It's crazy looking at I had to look at the table just to see where we are and see where Liverpool is, and that's just a crazy point difference between us and Liverpool right now. If you would have said January 6th,
you guys have to, at this point, you guys have to take the league. I'm not saying that it's a guarantee, but from this point on, I think any other like
I
this,
can tell you something, Chris.
we're happy to be here moment is gone.
Yeah.
The 3 times, this is genuinely true, the 3 times Arsenal have been top of the league at this stage of the season, 17 games, which obviously would be a lot earlier in the calendar usually because of no World Cup in the middle season. The 3 times top of the league after 17 games, didn't win the title, winning all 3 of them.
Well, there
But
you
the
go.
gap was smaller. The gap was like 1 or 2 points.
And I think you only, in my mind, you only need 2 players in this window. You need 1 more attacker, 1 more midfielder, just for the depth.
Yeah, but they need to be quality. That's the thing, is they
Yeah.
can't just be another one of these 20 million of, not saying price tag, it says all that, but it, like Fabio Vieira could become an incredible player in a couple years for us.
Yeah.
We can't have that. That coming in does nothing for us.
Yeah, it has
We
to be a
have
player
those
like
players.
a Ramsdale comes in as soon as he's healthy and ready.
And
starts.
boom, hits the
And
ground
then-
run. That's
and
why,
then-
as much as I dislike Yuri Tielemans, he could hit the ground running. Declan Rice could hit the ground running. If Declan Rice was there and Partey got injured, boom. Or Partey gets a day off and Declan Rice is in there. Or Xhaka gets a day off and Declan Rice slips in there. That sort of thing where we have to, if we want to actually win the league, we got to start fucking acting like it and manage our game time and manage our cards and all of that by having the depth to do that. And that's where people come against Pep about not knowing his 11. Well, when you have 40 dudes who would start for any team in the league, it's sometimes you get it a little fucked up. But it's all about man management and saving the players from injuring themselves, burning themselves out, etc. And right now we're already out of one of the cups. We're not playing all the matches that we should be. So I feel like this has to be the season. Everyone else slipped. Next season, Manchester United will be better. Liverpool will be better than they were this season. Tottenham fucking suck. But City will be back. Like, we've been given a gift by all of these teams
Chelsea will be
having a
better.
very slow start. Chelsea will be back, definitely. We've been given this gift of us playing well, yes, but the rest of everybody having a really shitty start to the season. So we have to take it. And look, we said on the show earlier today, Mark and I, out of the last 9 years, Chelsea and City have won 7 of the 9 titles. It's fucking, that's gross. Liverpool did it once and Leicester did it once. So, like, let's switch up this. Let's get a changing of the guards. Let's make it fucking Arsenal, Manchester United again. As gross as that sounds, it's better than Tottenham, and
It sounds like absolute filth, and I won't stand for it.
it does. But then you guys fucking man up and join us at the top of the fucking table.
Yeah,
Man
and
up,
Newcastle's
man
going to
up.
get better
Give us
too.
£1 billion.
And, yeah,
Give us £1 billion
See, that's
and
just
we'll do
it. And
cue,
it
cue
becomes
the era of Arsenal, Newcastle. Let's do it.
You know, I mean, it just depends on what we see in the transfer window in January. I mean, Newcastle could just fucking load up and oversaturate the price point for a lot of players. I don't really see Man United doing anything because they just got rid of an identity, and I don't think they're going to be too keen to bring in anybody too soon because pretty much what they're doing is working. Spurs, Liverpool definitely need to do something if they want to compete for top 4. Arsenal, I pretty much said it after watching that abysmal match between City and Chelsea that I don't think Arsenal has anything to worry about. In fact, I think they're like ahead of last year's first place team at this time by week 17.
This is the best start, I think, in
4
17 games. So there's nobody doing better than this. So that's the point. It's like you said, been given a gift. No matter what you do in the future, you probably won't be able to repeat this. Because like you said, it'll be a lot tougher because there'll be a lot better teams at that point. So winning 14 out of 17 is going to be tough to do, right? We've won 14. I don't remember. I forgot what we won last year, but we won 14 already.
Not 14.
Yeah, well, definitely not 14, but I'm just
We
talking about
won
for the whole
14.
season, right? 14 is a whole season for teams on the other side
No,
of
I
the.
meant 14 out of
the
16, out of 17.
yeah, no. So, what more do you want? This is
Hey,
your
14 out of 38.
no. I don't know what you're talking about. That sounds crazy. We're not doing that.
I wouldn't
No, I'm
mind
saying
14
I don't
out
know
of
what we did
38.
last year.
Yeah.
I gotta look
At
it up
this
now.
point.
'Cause I'm curious.
No, but you
What's
what
that?
more? If you're this is you caught the genie in the bottle, right? The only thing you can do now is to spend some money to fix it, to give yourself better odds. That's all I want. I want better odds. Nothing's guaranteed, but better
We
odds.
we won 22 matches last season,
Yeah. So and we
so
still have
we're close.
and we haven't
We're
even
not
we still
far
have
away.
what how many
We
more?
still
We
have
still have
over half. We have
21 matches to go, right? And if you win
21
8, then we match, and we should there's nothing that says we can't
What is
get
your
another
most-
14.
What's your highest number of points? Like, is it the
90.
Invincibles?
90 by the Invincibles. I just looked at a list because there's only like 10 times teams have had 90 points. And that was their highest.
Yeah, and this point
the
tally is higher than them at the after 17.
Because
So
you're on a
Invincibles was
higher
really
you're
deceptive.
targeting a higher point total than the Invincibles right now.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, they'll
Crazy.
top the
Chris Ward is
Invincibles.
on.
Oh.
You're damn right,
he's
Chris
right.
Ward. I've been saying that about Newcastle. Like, that's the scary thing about Newcastle. Had they just come out and thrown a shit ton of cash
Yeah.
around,
Yeah.
then I'd be like, that's fine. They're not going to.
What did you?
No,
I mean,
they
what?
will
I mean,
eventually.
what did you see from when because I've watched them a couple of times, saw them kind of lose their way with City early in the season, and we just play them. What changes do they actually need to make? Yes, they
That's the
might
thing
could
is
do with
all-
Scorer up front.
All they got to do is keep adding quality. The fact that their first buy was going out and getting Kieran Trippier, like, that's a smart fucking move. That's a smart ass move. It brings in leadership,
Yeah.
quality, somebody who's done it in the Premier League as well as another league, who's been training under Diego Simeone. Like, and when the one thing Steve Bruce was lacking was any sort of defense, and then they just started boom, leveling up players, and the players they had, they brought in the right manager, and so I'm fucking
Yeah.
worried about Newcastle.
Teams-
Matt
teams at the
Target,
top-
Nick Pope, Sven Botman, Isak, like they spent. I mean, Isak was expensive, but like they didn't do $100 million transfers. They did a lot. They just improved the squad
Yeah,
in a handful of months.
and that's all they
And
need
they
to
didn't
keep
throw
doing is
everyone
every
else
year.
out. Like it raised
now
the
they
game
can-
of the people who were there.
Yeah, and now they can go and
Ross
just do
or
what
Demaris.
Chelsea does and what Arsenal team top of the league teams do, which is okay. Now we're going to spend 100 million this year, and we're going to spend 100 million next year on 2 players, and just a 60 million and a 40 million. Here we go, and that is going to make them unstoppable. Except by Arsenal.
Improve your worst position. Always. That's what they did. They went, where are we worst on the pitch? In defence. So they went by defender. Where are we next worst on the pitch? Well, next to him. So he bought a player next to him. Sort of thing like that.
Yep.
The Man City at the time can afford to go, who is the best striker in the world? And they chuck money at him. But a team like in Newcastle's position at the time were like, we can't afford for our first purchase to be a top striker in the world just to show that we've got a bit of money. Everyone knows we've got a bit of money. That'll get us relegated. Because where we actually need players is to stop fucking letting goals in.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
that's
we
what
did
I
it. We did it. We just started from the back and moved forward.
Well,
If we
they're
had
doing
any,
it the way
if we had any good players up top, we let them play. But otherwise, we just started at the back and just kept reloading the back and keep loading the back. I mean, to where now we just have we've got 4 fullbacks who can interchange on either side depending on what we need to do. We don't have anything. You don't have as much in the midfield, but we've got some numbers there. So it all depends on where you want to start, right? And we started from the back, move forward, as opposed to just pick the weak link and fix that, right? So yeah.
Yep. All right, guys. Well,
Why
we're
would
at the
they allow
halfway point in
that?
the show. We're at the halfway point in the show, so we're going to do our bio break, and we'll be right back with Mr. Tom's Betting in the Dark with Mr. Tom. That's a long title. Mr. Tom's Betting in the Dark with Mr. Tom. So we've got a special never-before-seen review of the Leeds United versus West Ham match. So here goes. You guys got about 5 minutes to go do your bio break or watch this. All right, well, Mark, we got to talk a little bit about Leeds United, West Ham United. We got a lot of Leeds fans that care a little bit about what we think here. But I got to say, hard-fought match. Just a couple of mistakes at the very end of the first half and at the very beginning of the second half, and they get 2 goals off of it straight away.
These are things that are very uncharacteristic of Leeds. I did not expect to see these types of mistakes from like
Brendan Aronson.
That I don't know what he was doing. It was a little back pass to Forshaw, or was it? I'm not really sure. It was
just a bad pass, and it was short. And it was not in the right spot, and they
saw
pounced.
it too, because he just brings his head and he's like, done fucked up, and you can't make mistakes.
And freaking
like
Skamaka can't hit the broadside of a barn,
but he scored.
And of course, on that one, he pounces and shoots from outside the box, and it hits the inside of the post and goes in. A little bad luck. Well played on West Ham's end right there, and. What worries me for West Ham here is that was probably the best match they've played in a while. I mean, not probably. It definitely has been in like 6 or 7 matches.
Right. I think those are the first points they've gotten in 6, 7 matches.
And they scored 2, but they still drew against a team that they got to be looking at Leeds United as points. Like, they got to be getting points off of that. And so their best performance... is that worries me about West Ham. To me, Leeds capitulated. Like, that wasn't Leeds' best performance.
Yeah.
Good to get a point. Good to not let it all go to shit. Good to come back and get a point. But that was not a great performance by Leeds United.
No. I mean,
you see what I mean? Like,
no, absolutely.
To me,
I mean, to have Leeds did not play well. They did not play well. They haven't been playing that great since Chelsea. There's been moments of brilliance. Willie Gnotto. Let's get a photo of Premier League for that man when he gets, because he's going to be in the starting lineup for a while.
He's their best player.
He has
besides
been their
Tyler
best,
Adams.
He has been their best player. Tyler Adams. I like Tyler Adams' play. I don't think he has been playing as well. It's that extra spark. I mean, we see that Leeds United needs a Tyler Adams, because when he sat out for yellow card suspension, they were very flat. They played very well the next time, and then this time played very well. So he's kind of the drivetrain.
He does the dirty work too.
But man, if you want to put your team in overdrive, the pace that Gnotto puts on is incredible, and his shot on goal, both goals for Leeds United were absolutely screamers. They were just real cracking.
The back and forth. To me, Willie Gnotto needs to start with Somerville all the time, because individually they may not be amazing players. But something has happened. You can tell that they're working out together.
Something's clicking.
They're playing together. They play. They one-touch passing back and forth and quick movement. Mm-hmm. They know each other better than they know other people on the pitch, and that's probably because they're younger and they don't always train as the starting 11. So they've been training together a lot.
Right.
So,
Yeah. It's very obvious that there's a nice little chemistry going on, and certainly something that Leeds United fans can look forward to. But you got to cut down on those mistakes.
Yeah. So who's more? It's starting to rain like crazy, and the pee break's already over. So, Mark, who's more likely to be in the thick of the relegation battle come the end of the season?
West Ham, without a doubt.
West Ham
without a doubt. So and I mean, I hate to say it because I like the guy, but I mean, we're just on the David Moyes death march right now, and I think when after Everton, I think is when we see if they lose to Everton, Moyes will be hoised to the rafters.
All right. Well, that's it. Leeds United. You're doing all right. West Ham, not so much. Peace. All right. Very classy, Mark.
Mark's
very-
finally saying Moyes is going to get fired. He's every
Yeah,
time he looks
finally.
at it, he gives me a hard time.
There you go. So there's your little Leeds United love that we gave you guys. Were you shocked in our video earlier today, Mr. Tom? Because I know you watched it, you bastard. He's
I'll
like,
watch
no, I
everything
didn't
you
watch it.
make.
I
Just
didn't watch
don't. I'll watch everything you make. Just don't test me on them. So,
No, I was surprised. We did that whole like 37-minute video, and I was like, we didn't really talk about Leeds United. But we're saving it for the pee break. So there you go. Willie Nanto, as people are correcting us. I was told that it's more like gnocchi.
Gnotto.
Gnocchi. Gnonto.
Gnotto.
Gnonto. Gnonto.
Gnotto.
Either way, that dude is fantastic. I don't know, Gary, Chris. I don't know if you guys watch.
I like
Leeds
him,
United.
and I don't know why
Fantastic.
he needs more friends. I keep saying that because when he's
He needs
doing
more
what
friends on the pitch,
when
which
he's
is
doing what
Somerville.
he's
That's what I was saying.
I like him
Somerville
in
is like his
Somerville.
best friend.
But he needs to be there all the time. I don't think he was there the last time when I first saw him play. But he needs lots of.
Wait, I think I found the best comment of the evening. Best comment of the evening.
Uh-oh.
Lolo is right.
good
Oh,
lord.
Pincushion up for a free shirt and mug.
That cannot be right.
I've liked him since he
free
helped
shirt
set up.
mug.
He helped set up
You'll like
Somerville for that winning. I think it was a game-winning goal.
The
against
two winning
Liverpool.
back to back,
Yeah.
in 2 matches, wasn't it? Game-winning goals by Somerville, or
Yeah, but the one
Game
against
tying?
the one against Liverpool specifically, Gnonto did all this nice work on the left-hand side.
It's a great goal. It's a great goal.
he did all the
Love
work.
that
I wasn't
goal.
even mad. That's how nice the goal we lost on was.
I just find it. If Leeds, and I'm not trying to lower Leeds, but I'm just saying Leeds is able to find players like that for the monies that they spent, and I'm like, and Arsenal can't. It doesn't seem sometimes like a lot of these times you like watch these players. I'm like, why can't we find players like that more often? 'Cause
I'll say a lot of the top 6 teams
Scary.
like still buy through the middleman. So like
Yeah.
instead of buying Enzo
You
Fernandez,
wait for us
from
to
River
develop
Plate.
him.
like I mean, Man City
See, that's it.
broke that a little bit when they bought Alvarez directly. They bought Alvarez for
Why do
14
you
million
need? Why
pounds.
do you need to take the risk when he's 18? When we can take the risk, have him bang a few goals.
you
in
guys
the
can
Premier
have
League,
him when he's
hopefully, and then
23.
you can- Yeah,
It's kind of
when he's in his
stupid.
prime.
Like
Speaking
buy
of finding
5 or 6
things,
players.
hey Chris,
Yeah.
I'm talking.
He's not gonna.
Damn, son.
I'm not even drinking. Well, Gary was talking about finding things. So Gary, where can people
Where
find
can we
you?
find you?
Yeah, you can find me Mondays and Saturdays on DWTT on
Sorry, Chris.
YouTube. Just type in DWTT Arsenal. I should pop up first. You'll see me, Mr. Tom, and some friends on Mondays at 7:30 Eastern time on the East Coast here, 12:30 a.m. for you guys over there across the pond. Tomorrow, we actually are
Great
changing
show.
our times.
Great show.
Yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow. We might actually do our show a little bit earlier tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern time. So I think that's what is it 3 o'clock? 3 o'clock, I think. Yeah, 3 o'clock.
Now Sam wants to do it at 5 still because of the.
Oh. 5. So
'Cause he's
sorry,
on the CFA Cup,
correction. 12 p.m. tomorrow. So 5, no problem. We will do that.
Be 3 o'clock
So-
next week for the Premier League.
There you go. Yeah. So we'll be good. So see us there. We have a lot of fun. We have some guests come on. I keep saying it. We've had who do we have come on the other time? We had Sean Connery come on. We've had some other guys.
Sean
come on.
Connery was there. Yep.
Yeah, he was there in the early days. We haven't seen him. He's been busy. So
All right,
we'll see.
Gary, the plug for your
He's
show
been
can't
busy
be longer
being
than our
dead.
Jesus, Gary, that was like a
I don't
37
get this
minute
chat. When
plug.
I get this chat, then you're like trying to slow me down.
Oh,
on.
and look, Bandy's asking, where is our expert, Sir Benjamin Ireland? We actually have Ben here. He's just been waiting. John, do we have Ben here somewhere?
Get off my feet.
And that is why Ben is not here right now.
I saw that already, and it's still just pains
Oh, I
me.
don't like it.
I don't like
I
it.
don't think
okay?
anybody would.
Oh my
To
god.
be fair,
He actually
to be
rolled
fair-
over into the wet concrete and he's just there now. He's part
Just
of
that's his life now.
he's
He's in the
That's
part of
actually
that.
the least dangerous thing that I thought was going to happen when I was watching.
Yeah, because he's
I
a
watched it- I
roofer.
watched it knowing he got hurt because of the way you all reacted before I see the video. But I'm watching it thinking, oh, there's a thing there. Does that fall on him? Or he starts pulling on a rope. I'm thinking, does he pull something? Like, is
Yeah,
the rope
the
like
bricks.
accidentally attached to something? And I'm sitting there thinking, he's going to get hurt at some point. And it's like, oh, it doesn't hurt him there. And then he's climbing the thing and he falls over. And I'm like, oh, that hurts. But at least he's not dead.
He got hurt, but he got hurt in like the least, the smallest way he could have gotten hurt. I mean,
It looks like a
something
tailbone.
could have
injury.
fallen
I mean.
off of him. He could have fallen on his head. He could have.
No, I'm saying I
done-
want that to happen to myself.
He could a number of
point.
things could have happened, but if it, I'm sure it hurts, Ben. If you're out there watching, I'm sure it hurts, and I hope you're okay. But I don't know what you were doing because you were filming it. You meant to do something,
And hey guys, by the way, Dan is here from Let's Talk Sports, and he's mentioning that if any of you guys want to do some match recaps or partnerships or things like that, even Mr. Tom, if you're trying to launch your own spin-off show,
Why would I do that?
get
Mr.
in
Tom
touch
Circus.
get in touch with us, and we'll talk with Dan, and we can set something up to do that sort of
Oh,
stuff.
they used to
there.
do all the hard work. I'll just click the link.
Yeah,
There you go.
the tactics truck does not leave. Does not leave.
And
The
please,
road
guys,
truck,
don't forget, head over to Let's Talk Sports. Hit that, click on the icon there. It takes you over to the channel, and you can actually watch us right now live on that channel as well as our channel. Do them both, please.
Maybe get
Just like me, I
upset
have
if I
all
do
my
a tactics
browsers
truck
open,
elsewhere.
watching. See, I'm watching on my phone. I'm watching on that TV. Anyway, all right, guys, I believe it is time for betting in the dark with Mr. Tom.
Betting in the dark with Mr. Tom.
Come on, love, place your bets.
Look who's
Ooh,
back.
Happy New Year edition, part 2.
baby.
Greetings,
That is the
everyone.
sexiest baby
Hello.
I've ever seen.
It's a bit too airy for my taste. Anyway, so I took in the advice/request from last week from a certain individual named Mr. Ireland and a certain individual named Mr. Lolo. So if you're upset at these because you think they're not have no chance of winning, blame them. Sorry, Lolo. You do a great show, Lolo. I'm
Wow.
sorry. And I appreciate it. But yeah, Portsmouth are going to win this by exactly 1 goal. Maybe they might have to score multiple goals to win this, but Colby Bishop has already scored 3 goals in the tournament this season. And did a little bit of research on this. And he's their current top scorer. I believe he's got 8 goals. Someone's probably going to tell me I'm wrong. That's fine. But yeah, we're going to do some cup upsets, baby.
There you go. You've got Evans already on it. Macronicle. Jesus, I still can't do it. I was setting myself up to say it right, and I couldn't do it. Macronicle says FA Cup upsets. Yes, Mr. Tom. I love this one, Mr. Tom. However, I will not be able to bet this. I only bet for Spurs to win because I'm a terrible gambler, and so usually when I bet that, they lose. So I can't bet for Spurs to lose because then they're going to win by a bunch.
Can the kid that's loaned from Spurs to Portsmouth play? Are you allowed to play your?
Nope.
No.
No, I don't
Who is
believe
that?
so.
Is it Colby Bishop?
Dane Scarlett, striker.
Who?
He's like a young
Dane
striker.
Scarlett.
That's a G.I. Joe character. I think you guys are
I believe he
mistaken.
can't play because when I was looking through the betting, I don't believe he was available as a goal scorer. So I think that
186 to
might be
1.
why.
This is my style right here. Win by exactly 1 though. You're saying that they're going to score at least 2 goals.
Well, I think shock may be on the cards, but it might not be.
Well,
1-0.
Here's the thing. Harry Kane doesn't start this match. Portsmouth go up 2-0. At halftime, Harry Kane comes on. They only score 1 goal and they lose.
And he hits a penalty over
money, baby.
and he hits a field goal
money.
instead of a penalty.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm not even finding this match.
No, because fucking FanDuel doesn't do all of the matches, man.
You would think that they would do Spurs because they're doing Millwall and Sheffield Wednesday.
Pincushion, it's because they usually do 1+, 1, 2+, things like that. So they just have to be
1.5.
they have to write it out specifically, exactly 1 goal. Like it can't be 1 or more.
1.5 and things like that.
Yeah. It's all
Plus
legal.
they also,
legal
I
talk.
could have got Portsmouth to win by 4 or more, but I thought that was a bit greedy.
Yeah, no. When I was looking at it originally, I'm like, oh, that's not going to work. But you got to think Harry Kane's not going to start this match, but he will be on the bench. And if they are down 2-0, 3-1, he'll come on.
Why would they care about this? Why not just play it, lose?
Because
and
Tottenham
get out?
have no trophies.
And it's
I
worth
wouldn't
sacrificing
have-
other trophies for this one.
Mark, all of their
Lolo.
trophies,
There's no
all of
trophy.
I
their
don't care about their
trophies
trophies.
are made out of copper because that was the last era that they were winning trophies. It was in the Bronze Age.
Are they all covered in rust?
Yes.
Can I ask
Rust and
Director
dust.
John who the individual is that is that Colby Bishop? I don't know what he looks
That
like.
is. It says so right
You-
below him.
It says it right on the bottom. Colby Bishop.
Oh.
What's wrong with you?
Oh. Fucking
This is the
shit.
most airplay Colby Bishop's ever had and will ever get.
Maybe we can get him on the
Well,
show.
he's made the big time. He's saying
Maybe
it right
you
now.
could get him at Wolves. Maybe Leeds
It's
could
not
pick him up.
shady, Scoopy. His bet is wrong. His bet is wrong. He's lucky to be offered 600. He's a fucking chancer.
Yeah.
Pardon my language, everyone. I bet he did his compo.
Sorry, I'm
face as
reading
well,
Scooby's
I
comment.
already
What?
paid for everything for Christmas.
Wow. That's crazy. He said a geezer had a tenner on Argus to win. Messi player of the tournament, best France in the final. Had it on in November. Should have won 15K. The bookie won't pay. They offered 600.
Wow.
That's not shady. That is
That's not shady.
they would end up in a ditch. They would end up somewhere out in the fucking out in New Jersey somewhere.
Could you do that bet online? If you tried to do it, could you have done it?
That one to beat France in the final? No.
There you go.
And player of the tournament, we didn't have all that. Because
I've read
I
the
put
story,
$10.
innit? He put his own odds on it, so basically it means nothing.
So he
He'd
did
write
this
6
with like
million to 1 on.
a bookie. He did it. He
Yeah,
did it with
basically
like
walked
a.
in, wrote it out on the slip, handed it to him, and they took it. So
Yeah.
no, it doesn't stand because I
Yeah,
could
but
write
they took
6
the
million
bet.
to 1 on it. Doesn't matter. Irrelevant.
But they took the
Irrelevant.
bet.
There
They
could be
took
a
his
million.
money.
Irrelevant. It's on to him to do something. Everyone. sorry, Phil. It's still on him to know what he's doing. Stevie Wonder might have been working behind the till. He ain't give a fuck what he says. He's taking 600 bets at a time. Going bosh, 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 bang, in till. Are you going to read what everyone says? Because you assuming
Yeah,
you're not
because
fucking
you're
idiots.
taking the money. If you take the bet, you have to pay out that bet. You shouldn't have
No, you
taken it.
don't. No, you don't. Don't work like that.
So I'll sue
Don't work
them
like that.
because we're Americans and that's what we
He
do.
won't win. He won't win. I'm telling you now. He won't win, and he should take the £600. He's lucky to get it.
So why would they? Yeah, I don't get it. Still, I don't know.
I
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
understand what
Why
you're
would
saying.
they take it? I can't let. I never took it. I personally would have seen it and would have gone, well, you can't do that because there's too many variables that are contingent on each other.
Hold on.
Seems like the odds are pretty rich on that.
John already went to the next bet, and I got stuck reading.
Moving
this one,
on.
and I'm like, what the fuck? Darwin Nunez to score? Like, the crazy thing about this bet is not that Wolves will win; it's that Darwin Nunez will score.
He's gonna score eventually. He's been so.
And you think he's going to do that against Wolves?
I think it's possible.
He plays.
I don't know that he's gonna start this game, but
I don't think.
Yeah,
he plays.
I'm going to
think
throw it out there that with this particular bet, for those following along, I don't think Podence plays because he's got a knock, and he went out at halftime. I don't see him playing. You know,
Did you
they
guys
may
get-
save him. They may save him for the Carabao or just save him for West Ham.
Did you guys get
when the
Cunha
Premier League
from
return.
Atletico?
Yeah.
Yep.
We did.
Yeah,
we
did,
did,
yeah.
and he played like 20 minutes on against who'd we play? Villa.
Yeah.
He played for like 20 minutes. He looked good. He looked real good. You know, nothing became of it, but for his first time in a game, he was moving nicely.
He reminds me
He
of
was moving in a
Firmino.
way that we don't see on the Wolves. We don't really see a lot of movement in the final third, obviously, because we don't score goals. So it was kind of cool to see. He's going to be, as long as he can stay healthy, God damn it. Knock on wood, because every time we buy a striker, he goes down with an injury that's season ending. So, fuck, man, I would just be like, I ain't going to Wolves, man. That's a jinx.
What's up, Mr.
So you're gonna
POTUS
win.
5,000?
But yeah, I don't think Podence plays in this match.
And I don't think Wolves win, and I don't think Darwin Nunez scores. So this, unfortunately, would be $1 lost.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Good try, Tom.
Oh. Can we do the third and final, the one I'm looking forward to the most?
Oh, shit.
What in the world? What? I thought you talked to him already about this.
He's former Liverpool youth, right?
I was told last week to pick something that had massive odds, so I did. And
No,
I was
they're
also
really bad.
told to pick the outsider, so I did.
Don't
You're
like
listening
you.
to Ben too much.
And I don't
Is
like
this,
you.
I did what you said as well. I did what you specifically asked me to do last week, and I sat here while you all told me you pick basically you pick the sensible when they put all the small odds. I want massive odds, so I'll give you massive odds. Enjoy it.
I like this. I like these massive odds, and this is a bet that I would place, except, of course, the exact total of 4-3. That one is sketchy. I'll give Cameron Brannigan
Same with 4-0.
and Eddie Nketiah. I can see that happening. But the exact 4-3, I mean, 545 to 1. Like, let's do this. I'll take that money. And like I said, usually what I bet doesn't happen. So that means Arsenal could win. Or Oxford win 3-2 and I don't get the bet anyway.
I imagine you'll win regardless of what any of us do relating to this contest. But
I don't know, man. I don't know, because I don't know if Nketiah starts, to be honest. He's now important.
So I don't know why I know this because I think I was watching a League One game when there was no Premier League games on at the time. So Cameron Brannigan's a former Liverpool youth. And earlier this year, he scored 4 goals in a game, all from the penalty spot. I just think that's kind of cool. Nothing else there.
At what point did the other team sit there and think we need to stop fouling or handballing?
4 penalties is a lot of penalties in the game. That's a good point.
I must admit, I did put this on, and I was like, I thought, oh, hopefully it'll come up a nice big number. I was like, how much? I was like, yeah, can't wait to show Lolo this.
I like the Nketiah goal. That's about all I would choose. Maybe Brannigan from the penalty spot as well, just not the score.
Can I go back to things I actually think will win next week?
Your Arsenal, I think you actually want the score, so you have fewer competitions to focus on.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Let's get the fuck out of here.
About Spurs.
You know I love a 4-3.
So Mark is going with Wolves to win, both teams to score over 2 goals, Mo Salah of first score, and the corners over 5.5. That's a hell of a bet right there, Mark.
I think it's possible. I think I made the mistake though. I meant to hit Salah anytime scorer, and I think I just
that's why I give you such even better odds. But
to
show you, Mr. Tom, Mark is we're doing betting in the dark with Mr. Tom and betting blind with Mark. This is what he went with at plus 16,445. Mark, what does that pay for $1? Like $160?
164.45.
All right.
God bless.
Always cuts it off. One time, I'm sure this happened, or either I dreamed it, but why would I be dreaming about Mark? That's a bit odd. But anyway, I was basically like, yeah, exactly, Mark. He put one of them up, and I went to him, so how much does it pay? And he went to me, it says it on the thing. I was like, it doesn't. You literally cut it above the line where it tells you what the payout is.
That's where somebody's embarrassed of what they actually bet. So either they're embarrassed that they only bet $1, or they're embarrassed that they put 10 on it. And I've done both. I'll tell you that. I've done both. I usually show you guys when I bet $1.27, but the ones where I bet 5 or 10, I usually don't show you guys that number because I'm like, they're gonna think I'm stupid.
I love the 127 bets. I've called you in the betting group. You're Mr. 127.
Mr. 127, exactly. My production company is 27 Jesters, so I always add the 27 cents. But you'll see where you're like $1 bet. So, okay, I'm going to bet $1. And I will win $9.48. But if I bet $1.27, when at that point, what's 27 cents to you? $1.27, it's like, oh, now I'm going to win $12. Okay, like it's a little like if it's gonna win, you get a few more bucks, but if you lose, you lost 1/4 and 2 pennies.
Jimmy, if you saw our gambling group, you'd have no such.
No, I already lost that $1 as soon as I opened the app. Like I'm so fucking bad at. Like I bet with gamble responsibly. No. I gamble the way that I critique football. It's all from the heart, and it's all terrible. So there you go. But it's all with passion, and you know when I win,
that's a
it's
good question.
What's that?
Why 27 jesters?
Yeah, well, because we're all clowns in this world. We're all entertainers. The jesters of society back in the day, the jesters weren't just the clowns that we think a jester is these days when we think of a jester. The court jester would give all the news. It would tell the king and the queen and all the court all the gossip and shit like that that's going on in the world. You've heard this story, John. Oh, you've heard it. You've heard it on the stoop or something. So a jester, the jester would be the one who explained, who was like the mouthpiece of the people to the king and the queen and could actually tell them what's going on. They would do it in a funny way, or they would sing, or they would dance, or they would juggle. They would do whatever they could to entertain them, but they would also let them know what's going on in the world. So to me, all of us entertainers, if you do documentary films, if you make films, comedy, action, horror, whatever you do, we're all the court jesters of the world. So
And
my
27
company,
is how many points you guys usually finish behind first place besides this year?
exactly. I took a rough estimate of the aggregate accumulation of the amount of points that we are behind. So there you go.
And there you have it, folks.
Again.
Is that it for Betting in the Dark? Are we done with Betting in the
Again,
Dark?
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's heard that, John, except for you.
3 upsets in the dark.
Why 27?
Right.
Story.
Because 27 is really
The
pretty
cube of
much a
3.
random. It's pretty much a random number. I really like that number. It's
26
an odd
Jesters.
number that
No,
adds up to an
27.
odd number that adds up to a cube number. And it was the day that it was my grandpa's birthday, also the day my grandpa died. Lots of things. 27 has been an interesting number in my life. So when I was randomly choosing one with my brother, when we created this company, I picked 27. And it's like, oh, yeah, we're a team. Oh, how many's in your team? 27. And they're like, oh, fuck, what?
Don't mess with them. They roll 27 deep.
I'll tell you guys something you may or may not find interesting. Wolves, Portsmouth, and Oxford all to win 2,600 to 1.
Put $1 on it.
Put
Put
$1
on it and lose $1. Yeah, $1.27. Yeah. Hang on. Here's what you'd get for 127.
Bless you.
Excuse me.
3,303.27.
So what would you get if it was $1 versus 127? There you go. That's the difference.
The difference of about £700, I believe.
There you go. And to you, it's a quarter plus 2.
But $1.28 would get you another $26.
There you
That's
go.
a whole
There you
different
go.
production company.
That's
Whoa,
your
whoa,
own
whoa.
production company.
We've
That's
been
your
confused
production
with
company.
28 jesters and 29 jesters many times. We are not
Fucking
Those were
28
actually
jesters.
taken. He wanted to do he wanted to do 29 jesters, but that domain was taken.
No, this fucking bitch. Every time I was over at the copyright office to copyright the name trademark office, I wanted to trademark my name, and I was like 27 jesters, and she was like 26 jesters, and I was like, oh, she's fucking Price is Right over here. She goes $1, and I was like, oh, I lost, so I stuck with 27. Anyway, what are we talking about now? What the fuck is actually going on?
I love the prices, right?
I love the Price is Right as well. Let's see what Mr. POTUS 5000 has to say. Arsenal will be rich at the end of the season from the bottling companies. I'm guessing they'll make about enough money to purchase a few crates of Walker's Crisps. Yes, Walker's Crisps that changed their name to Vardy Crisps. Vardy Chips or something like that at the end of Mr. POTUS 5000, I'm assuming is not an Arsenal fan. Or is just a very angry Arsenal fan. They will not.
There's a lot of them.
Did you guys hear about that shit that went down with Pepsi in with the bottling plants in Manila? No. Where's what's his name from Pacquiao from?
From the
Philippines.
Philippines, from the Philippines.
It's from Manila. Maybe it's from Manila.
But did you hear about all that shit that went down in the 90s with they did like Pepsi did like a lottery thing where if
money?
you pop the top and it had a number on there, and they did a lottery every week, and you could win like millions of whatever their currency is. And one day it hit this one number that basically every single person on the island had that number, and they all went thinking that they won $50,000 or something like that, and they all got fuck all, and they burned the place down. Like they fucking
That
burned
also
the
makes
place
sense.
down.
So Lolo, I take it you
Exactly,
watched Pepsi Where's My Jet?
Yes,
watched it?
Pepsi.
It's
You
so
told
good.
me to.
It is so
Yeah.
good.
Pepsi, Where's My Jet? Because I remember that shit when they did that advertisement. I was like, we could win a jet, yo, and all my friends were like, yeah, we're not gonna do that though. We don't have that kind of
Simpsons
work
predicted
ethic.
that would happen, by the way.
Yes,
Right.
they did.
When that
Before that
came out,
happened.
we there was the discussion around the schoolyard, that oh, did you see that you can win a jet, you can do this, and they're like, yeah, no one's gonna get that jet, that's bullshit, which makes the lawsuit even more genius because the argument that Pepsi had was like, it's implied that we were not offering a jet, and the guy was just like, you put it in writing and that makes it real, and fuck you, where's my jet? Which I loved the fact that the Simpsons did a spoof on that with the radio station.
No, they did
where
it
he's like,
before.
where's
no,
my
they did that
elephant?
Before Pepsi. That happened before the Pepsi incident. They knew it would happen
Simpsons
at some
predict
point.
everything.
Yeah. But it's usually it's usually in style of, wouldn't it be stupid or terrible if this happened?
Yeah.
Right.
And then it happens.
Matt Groening is actually Nostradamus.
Yo, I think Matt Groening is how you say it.
Groaning.
Groaning. Him and the Beavis and Butthead guy, Mike Judge, are two of the most fucking brilliant people. Like they're so underappreciated, even though they're very highly appreciated. Like, to me,
Mike Judge works on The
Idiocracy.
Simpsons.
Yeah, and I know they work together, but Idiocracy to me is like,
That's a great movie.
I mean, yeah,
You gotta
you
throw
watch
Trey-
that going, yeah, that's us,
you gotta
right?
throw Trey
Fucking
and
now.
Matt in
But
there, too.
and that's the crazy thing too. That came out in
Early
what?
90s, no, mid 90s.
2005.
I was going to
2000.
say early
Movies.
2000s.
No, 2005.
Wow.
And
That-
here we are. Nearly 20 years later. Here we are.
I think you got to throw Trey Parker and Matt Stone in that.
Trey
Oh,
Parker, Matt
absolutely.
Stone, and Seth MacFarlane. There you go. BX, yeah. Seth MacFarlane
and,
is a genius.
and
in
I
his
think
own
we
way.
could probably add
Him less so.
Roiland and what's his name from Rick and Morty and Solar Opposites.
Yeah.
Can we
Throwing
just say
Hannah
I don't
that
know if
that's
anybody's-
whoever greenlit the Kardashians.
We're throwing Hannah and Barbera.
And Montana.
Great.
Christopher Ward, Trey Parker, and Matt Stone are comedic geniuses. If you have not seen the Book of Mormon,
Holy
you
shit.
have to go see that. If it's in
I love
your town, if
basketball.
it's nearby, it is so brilliant. I watched it twice with the main cast, the first original cast, and then I watched it with a different cast.
Orlando.
Orlando.
Have you ever seen a movie called The Room?
SeaWorld and Disney.
Seen the what?
Putt.
Have you ever seen a
golfing.
movie called The Room? The Room, not with Brie Larson, that won an Best
The
Actress and all that.
Room.
The Room from like 2003,
Stanley
something like that. No, so
Stanley
it
Tucci?
was
Madonna.
it was
It's
written,
what's his
directed,
name?
produced, and starring a guy called Tommy Wiseau.
Yeah, they did
funded.
They did the biography of him with James Franco.
The disaster artist. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
so bad
the
that they
disaster.
made a movie about making it.
About that, yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's a great movie. Not in the. It's not a
I
good
haven't seen
movie,
it.
but you'll have a great time watching it.
Right. It's like so
Gary's
In,
like,
like,
I've never
the
heard of any of
late-
these people.
in
Trey
the
Parker,
late
Matt Stone
90s.
wrote your favorite movie, Gary, Team America World Police.
Oh, I love that guy. I love those guys.
Orgasmo's
in
good.
the late
He made
90s,
the
there was this
movie-
doc.
What did Jesus
on.
do when they sentenced him to die? Did he try to run away? Did he just break down and cry? Now Jesus dug down deep, knowing what he had to do. He crawled up on
Christopher
that
Waltz
cross
body.
and stuck it out. And he's what he had to do. And he manned up. No, it's so blasphemous. It's so fantastic.
Yeah. I would love to see it. I actually tried many years ago.
Yeah, I think we got.
They have
those tickets
they
for our
have an
kids.
African general named General Butt Fucking Naked. Like that's his name.
Okay, then.
It's awesome.
Just let Lolo do the whole thing. Then you'll
Yeah,
see it.
yeah.
Don't forget to click the
one-man
link
show,
for the
Book
after
I can
party
do it.
when it comes up.
You know what? Today, in the after party, I will do the entire Book of Mormon for you.
Good.
So here we go.
Oh,
You're like, all right, I'm
really?
gonna log out immediately after this.
yeah.
No, I want to hear it. My kids went to it and said they loved it. So there you go.
Oh, I went and saw that, and the first time I saw it in front of us were these two old Jewish ladies, and that is true, Chris, by the way. But there were these two old Jewish ladies sitting in front of us, and during intermission, one of them looks over at the other one and goes,
Damn
"But
it.
hold on a second, they just believe all this stuff because somebody told them that." And she's like, "Yeah." And she goes, "But that's all we do." And she goes, "You're kind of right. I know. So what's the difference between them and us?" And I'm sitting here going, these two women are having a whole intervention of their lives
Theological.
about a theological,
reckoning?
yeah. And
It's
they were
called
like,
faith.
"Oh my gosh."
It's called faith.
Was it
that I
was
think
it
me and
Janice
Gary
from
have
Friends?
and nobody else on
It
this
was,
panel
"Oh
does.
my God, you got to see the baby." Anyway,
No one's seen Friends. All right.
Even though Mark was an altar boy.
It's true. It's true. I was an altar boy.
they lost God. The second time I watched it, there was a Mormon guy in the audience, and afterwards we were waiting to like get autographs from the actors, and he was there, and he was like, "Oh my God, I am a Mormon. I'm from wherever they're from, Utah. He's like, "I'm from Utah. I brought my Book of Mormon that I grew up reading and I had to study and all that. I want them to sign this because they nailed it. They nailed it. They nailed everything about this religion." Anyway,
Damn.
I'm having too much Albarino. Y'all got to change the subject. All right, we'll keep going.
I like the singing.
Yeah.
No more singing until later.
Asadiga Ibawai. When God fucks you in the butt, Asadiga Ibawai. Fuck God right back in his cunt. Asadiga Ibawai. This is actual. Yeah.
Wow. Amazing. And that is exactly
Those
Stone
are
and
the words
Parker,
of the
man.
song.
They are like super crude.
That is a good band.
know,
Does it mean no
genius,
worries for the
But
rest
it
of
is
your days?
absolutely crude.
Kind of. Yeah. Anyway, Gary,
wives means more
just you wait.
problems,
Hang
bro.
out afterwards. We are listening to that.
Allegedly.
Just you wait. Just you wait. I know that. That's a different show
Yeah.
altogether.
Okay, guys. What did we actually say this show was about? Did we talk about Chelsea sucking? Yeah, a little bit. Did we
That's
talk
been a
about Man
few- that's
United
been a
being
few
good?
weeks, so hasn't it?
No,
They're
I'm
grinding
looking
out
at the
results.
title
I
of the
wouldn't
show.
say they're
Arsenal
good.
slipped, Chelsea sucked, Man United are good.
When does Arsenal play Chelsea? Is it right after the FA Cup game? Don't you have them pretty soon?
No, we've got some
No,
time.
you've got Spurs and then Man United.
But you have a tough set of games. I think you and City both have a tough set of games.
We have Spurs,
Oh,
United, and then it's like
nah.
Everton,
Nah.
Brentford. It's Spurs and United is the worst.
You get
Spurs,
Everton, Brentford,
United.
City, Villa, Leicester. So
And then
it goes back and forth.
And then so City has Chelsea, Southampton, United, Spurs. Although maybe
Arsenal have nothing to worry
so
about.
City Chelsea is an FA Cup match though. All right. They just played each other. Okay.
Yeah, playing back
Match
to
up
back.
again.
Yeah.
So
Actually,
Arsenal-
for you Arsenal fans out there, you might be a little you might have an eye looking at the schedule of Newcastle for the next 4 games within the league, because they get Fulham, Palace, West Ham, and Bournemouth for their next 4, and any slip ups by Arsenal, they're gonna gain some points.
Nah, they lose to
I don't
Fulham,
understand
they
where.
draw to
I don't
Palace.
understand what that
Fine.
comment. Why you even brought that up? I really don't. I don't understand.
For
why you brought it
sake
up.
of conversation,
couldn't
but
even
you
I
can,
don't.
you
I don't
can
like
just,
it. I don't like your
you can just
conversation.
mute your computer and you won't have to
I
listen
don't
to
like your
anything.
conversation.
It's not a
You got
matter of
nothing to worry about.
conversation.
I
It's
couldn't
not.
even
It's
You
beat
just
said it
me.
was. You just said it was conversation.
just putting
I
out
said I don't like
there.
it. I don't like it.
Oh, I don't like it.
I don't.
Everyone,
You'd have thought
everyone, here we go.
Newcastle the
1,
worst
2,
team
3,
ever.
4. Arsenal is great. Arsenal is great. Arsenal's
job.
great. Arsenal's great. Arsenal's great. Arsenal's great. Arsenal's great. Arsenal's great.
Great
Ad
song,
nauseum,
Matt.
that's
Where
the
did you
song.
learn that? Where did you
I
learn that
just made
song?
it
Because
up.
it's fucking
Just made
fantastic.
it up.
Nah,
Fantastic.
you need to fucking pen that shit.
He must have put 2
brilliant.
words together. That ain't usually.
Whoa, Mr. Tom, slow down there, buddy boy. Getting a little too
Nah, I'll
bold there.
speed up.
you and City
me,
both
but
play
mostly me.
Spurs and United. I think back-to-back games. I think you both have Spurs United. It's just in the reverse order. Like that's a good litmus test to see, can you keep the 5-point lead, or I mean, you could have a much wider lead in 3 games.
Yeah. Look, we have the Manchester Derby next week. It's the same week as the North London Derby. This is the same week that we were in London and Leeds. Was the Manchester Derby, the North London Derby, and Aston Villa Leeds. Same thing happening this week. So let's go for the same results that we had. Well, no, hopefully Leeds can win, because that was a shitty, but fuck it. A draw is fine for you guys.
What do you think about United
Why do
now? It
people
seems like
bang on about fixtures.
don't like that they're playing.
seems like
well.
Rashford's
Don't like that at all. Don't like.
looks like Rashford's hitting another level. I know we've said that probably 10 times in the last 5 or 6 years that he's finally arrived, but it looks different now with him.
Yeah, I think Rashford has been given a little bit of. I feel like the reins have been taken off a little bit of, like, just go out and play your ball.
Well, no, think about it. Think about it. He got punished, right? Comes into the game and does what he
albatross is
does.
gone.
So would he be?
Yeah,
would
but he was already crushing it
would he
before
be,
that.
Would he been
He
able
scored-
to do
he
that?
scored
Would he,
that game.
would he been able to do that in past seasons? Where guess what? You're punished for doing what you're not supposed to. You're going to sit out this game, but you're going to come in the way he performed in that match. That's the difference. He's still playing 100%, no matter what.
Guarantee you,
The
I
difference is no
guarantee
Ronaldo.
you, I guarantee you, Ten Hag had a conversation with Rashford and said,
I'm bringing you in at half.
"Listen, you were late for whatever. Sorry, you were feeding children at a homeless shelter and you were late to practice.
Oh, that's not. Okay.
I'm going to bench you, but I'm gonna bring you on in the second half. Okay, you are part of the plan. You are key to my plan. However, nobody's bigger than the club, and I'm gonna do this." Like, I guarantee you, they had this conversation, because it wasn't even like they were desperate at halftime. Yes, they hadn't found a breakthrough, but he could have brought him on later in the half. He brought him on in halftime. So it was like, okay, it's done. Your punishment is done. Arteta benching Aubameyang, he wasn't coming on at all that game. We knew that. We saw that.
But it's a
that
totally
was an
different
actual
situation. He was at that point looking like he was not going to be part of our.
Yeah,
future.
that's what I'm saying. So when people are like,
also-
"Oh, look at the way Ten Hag dealt with it is so brilliant. He's showing he's asserting his dominance, but he also kept him in the fold." And I'm like, "No, it's a completely different
No.
situation. You need Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford is one of your best players right now."
How do you think they end up when Sancho is healthy? I think Rashford is best on the left. Anthony has to play out right.
Are they going to be able to get a Sancho to whatever form he was before he got?
Who gives a fuck how they
Manchester?
line up? It's Man United.
Let's do a thought
Pardon
experiment.
my language.
Let's do a thought experiment, Tom, where you're not a Leeds fan. How would you answer that question?
Oh,
So
well,
if Leeds had
there's not many
Rashford,
universes where I'm
Anthony,
not. So No,
to
go on,
me,
Logan.
I fucking ship Anthony out. I play Jadon Sancho and I play Anthony Martial and Rashford together.
You ship
The three
Anthony
of them.
out?
Yeah, fuck him.
Why? He's the best player they have on offense, I think.
No.
Rashford's
No.
the best player on
Rashford.
Hang on, what?
Rashford
Anthony's
is,
their
for
best
sure.
player. What?
But
Yeah, he's
And I mean, seriously,
Jadon
because
Sancho
he's
was
scoring is
misused.
Casemiro.
Jadon
I mean,
Sancho
has
was
been
misused.
doing
I trailed
shit.
out at that point. I didn't know who you were talking about, to be honest.
You're going to sell the
We're still
guy you
talking
just
about
bought
Man
for
United.
£100 million?
No, I'm not going to sell him. I'm going to give him away for free because fuck that dude.
I love this show. I love it. Yeah.
Can you answer it seriously, though?
He's not going to
Yeah.
answer it. Don't ask
Yeah,
him.
that's exactly what I'm saying.
If
Is
you're going to do a
fuck
FIFA
that
career
guy.
mode with Manchester United, how are you?
I'm
planning?
going
He's
to
nixing
get
United
rid of,
from his. They're not even in the Premier League. They're like
You
I'm
do
gonna get rid
realize
of
that
most of their players.
Tom won't even put like non-Leeds players on his fantasy team.
Mr. POTUS says no one will take Sancho. I would take Sancho. Manchester United ruined that kid's career, and I said it when they signed him. They're ruining his career because he doesn't fit that system. He doesn't fit
But
anything
that's
in there.
what Man United does.
Exactly.
They ruin
What about
people's
Sancho
careers
as a
so that
false-
no one else can have them.
Sancho
Look
as
at
a
what they
false
did to Jesse
nine,
Lingard.
false nine,
Sancho as a false nine, sure.
with Anthony and Rashford on the wings. I think that would work really well.
Ugh. I just don't like Anthony. Anthony.
I love him,
Anthony.
man. I wish he was on
Anthony.
Liverpool.
Anthony.
Why?
He'd be my
You already
Sandro.
have somebody who spins around and misses the goal.
You bought the better value Dutch
scores
player.
bangers as well.
That dude is a fucking fidget spinner and nothing more.
That's
Like-
bullshit.
No, he is.
No, he's a good player. Come on.
Has he showed it yet?
He's had some beautiful goals for them already.
I wouldn't know. I don't watch him.
He scored today against who?
Everton.
Wolves? Everton.
Everton.
Connor Cody.
I don't even really like watching them when they play against Leeds.
No. Anthony, the
He has
problem.
3 goals in 8 Premier League games. That's pretty good.
Whoa, lighten it up.
3 and
Lighten
8
it up.
for a winger.
Fucking wow.
Those are better numbers than Gabriel Jesus.
No.
Yeah, they are.
How many goal involvements?
Dude, come on. Gabriel Jesus had like 3 good games for Arsenal this year, and he's living off of that.
Nope.
What are you talking about?
Nope.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Dr. John, we're going into
I
overtime,
will
mate.
take that. I will
Nunez's
take
numbers
that
are better than Jesus's.
Me and
because
Mark are just
do we
sat
live
here
in a
like-
world of numbers? Do we live in a world of numbers, Chris?
For strikers, a little bit.
No.
Yeah,
No.
a little bit.
So Eddie Nketiah
sound
has
like
2 goals in
controversial
3
thing at the
games,
end.
so he's light years above
I'm
Jesus.
saying Anthony has
No.
3 goals in
What
8
you're saying
games,
is
and
fucking
you're telling
numbers
me
matter.
As a right wing,
3-1 's
3 goals
hardly
in
a
8
thrashing.
games, that averages out to 14 or 15 a season. and you're telling me he hasn't done anything. You just don't like
Done
Manchester.
nothing.
I don't like Manchester United. He's a good player.
No, I don't like him. I feel like I hate him more than I hate Manchester
I know, but you
United.
hate Ronaldo, and he has 1,000.
I don't hate
goals.
Ronaldo. I am one person who does not have an active
All right,
hatred of Ronaldo.
So who is Lolo hating on here? Who do you hate?
Anthony.
Anthony. Okay, so let's put it to the test. Who do you hate more, Anthony or Richarlison?
Richarlison, he played for Tottenham.
Uh-huh.
I mean, that'll always
You hate Harry
I just
Tim
You
don't
hate
know.
Harry Kane, and he's the best striker in the Premier League over the last 10 years.
and if he played for Arsenal, he would be a potential Premier League winner. But he's never going to be that with Tottenham.
What?
They never should have sacked
I'm
Poch,
sorry.
really, should
What
they?
has Arsenal won in the last 10 years? Anything?
I said
More
potential.
than that team. All right,
I said potential.
more than that team. And
won a
everybody's
couple-
got
Gary
more than that
chimes in.
team.
Let me
How
tell
many
you.
Audi
Let me-
Cups have you won?
How many what?
How many Audi Cups have you won?
Oh, you know what? They got us.
What the
You know
fuck
what? You
is
were
an
right.
Audi Cup?
You were right. No. You know what? He's right.
The fuck is an
we are
Audi
not.
Cup?
We are not Audi Cup level.
It's a
We're way
pre-season
ahead of that.
tournament, Lolo.
But you
Take
know,
the piss out of Tottenham.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Mikel Arteta in his first season as a terrible manager won more trophies than Tottenham, okay? So no, Harry Kane is fantastic
Stop.
at a lot of things. At a lot of things.
no, he
Not
can't be
taking
fantastic
penalties
without
in
a
the World Cup
trophy, right?
quarterfinal.
You're gonna say he's fantastic, but with no trophy,
Okay.
it's okay.
Who would
No,
win a
you
trophy
just
at Arsenal?
you just went after
Or top
Jesus.
Spurs?
Jesus has got more trophies than Kane, and you're going after him.
Zinchenko has more trophies
And
than
his
Kane.
team is sitting
Yeah,
top
but
of the
Jesus
table.
is nowhere near as good as Kane. Like, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
But he's got
He's just
nothing.
a
He's
good
got no
player.
trophy. He's got no medals around his neck. He's got what does he got?
I like
Here's
Jesus.
here's
I
his,
love that
I like
subject.
here's the
Jesus a lot.
difference. I think if Harry Kane were on Arsenal, I would be very, very supportive of him. But he's not. He chose a different path in life, and so he sucks and he's terrible and he's a terrible person and he's bad at life.
There you go.
There you go.
His accountant thinks he's bad at life.
No, his accountant thinks he's doing just right. I'm sure he's doing just right by his accountant. No. Mark brought up a good point of do I hate Anthony or Richarlison more? And I think I gotta stick with the fact that I think I hate Richarlison more than
You just don't
more
like
than
that
most
Martinelli
players.
competes with them for playing time at Brazil.
No, I was happy
Yes.
for that. I was like, No. It's like people going, "Oh, why the fuck doesn't Saliba get a start for France?" Shut the fuck up. Let him sit on the bench and win a World Cup medal. Second place, whatever. Gabriel Jesus plays one fucking game and he fucking breaks his shit. No. Leave it be. I hope all of the Arsenal players are on the bench to Spurs players playing in major trophy tournaments like that so they can all get injured and we continue on. Because club before country, I'm sorry.
Why do you hate Richarlison so much, though? Like, it seems a lot deeper than
it's
just
very
because he
deep.
plays for them.
It's probably because he wears that the bag and the skirt better than him. That's all. He's just jealous.
The problem is I never liked him at Everton. And then he went to Tottenham and I was like, that's why. Like I had a premonition. I knew I hated you for some reason. And then he went to Tottenham. He's just a prick. Like he's
scored
just
2 incredible goals in the World Cup.
yeah, as a
I
prick.
I
He did
like
two
his
of the-
game. I really
two of-
like his game.
I really like
As
him.
a
I
prick.
wish- yeah.
As a prick. Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
most like half of
They
the
were
attack-
beautiful. Like I couldn't Mark went to the
Hold on.
bathroom during one of them, and he came back, and I was just like this.
Here's the question.
And
What
he's like,
percentage of-
what's
what
wrong? And I
percentage
was
of
like,
attacking
I'm
football
gonna have to
players-
praise a Richarlison goal right now because it was fucking
Well,
beautiful.
Chris,
What
is it?
percentage of attacking footballers do you think you would actually like to hang out with? It's got to be less than 20%.
Attacking footballers that I would like to hang out with. Zlatan.
You would like hanging out with Zlatan for like 7 minutes
Exactly.
as like
Oh,
comedy.
Zlatan would be
If he didn't actually see me and I could just watch him shitting on people all night, then maybe, yeah.
Yeah, but you would be
Um,
one of the people
I'd
that
say-
he would
I'd-
shit
I'd
on.
say
He would
Mark
be like,
Rashford.
Lolo, nice hat.
He wouldn't
I
notice
used to
me.
wear a hat like that 7 years ago, but now I
Yeah.
don't wear that hat because it's stupid.
I have many
That's the
hats
kinda
like that
shit he
and
would
for
say.
my asshole.
Yeah, and
Like-
he'd put on something like he'd like turn on the stereo and it would be like the Venga Boys or some shit like that. Like
Yeah,
no
I
one
know.
like
Crouch.
If you shave,
I'd hang out
and
with
pretend
Crouch.
you're
I'd
11
hang out
years
with Peter
old,
Crouch.
Marcus Rashford will buy you food.
Oh,
At the end of the
But you
night,
can
he
you
would
can-
be
you
he
can
would
go
be
out for
buying.
anything with Rashford, and you'd be like,
We'd
yeah,
be at the
sorry,
chippy at the
Marcus,
end of
I'm
the
a
night
little
with
short.
Rashford and be
I
like,
got you.
"Hi up, lad. Pay up.
Vardy would get you in a bar fight. Like
Vardy would be fun. Vardy would be a lot of fun.
no, Vardy would be fun, but you might die.
Yeah,
What, of
good
a
night.
meth
Good night
overdose?
out. On meth, yeah.
Like
No, there's
doing a
only
bunch of
one.
meth.
There's only one guy in the entire time we've been doing the show, or that I've been watching Premier League. There's only one person that I would want to have a beer with, and that's Sean Dyche. He's the only guy I want to go out drinking with. Out of
Was
all
he a striker?
everybody in the
That's a
Premier
good
League,
shout.
he's the
I'll
one
do-
guy I would
so,
like. You know what? I would have
similar-
a beer with that fucker, and I would have fun.
I do
I'd
have
have
a
a
pick.
beer. I'd have a
although
beer with Jurgen.
He's not a forward. I would have said Luke Ayling if I had to pick. Like if I had to pick a Leeds player, it'd be go out for a pint with Luke Ayling because he just seems like it'd be a good.
Yeah, let's make that.
It'd be a nice, fun time.
Let's all pick a footballer that we want to have a beer with, and then a coach we want to have a beer with. So, Mark, you already have coach. Tom, you already have footballer. Gary,
I'll coach me
Footballer.
Bielsa.
yeah.
I'm thinking.
I kind of feel like was it Nacho Monreal who's a astrobiologist?
It won't be
or an
Mikel
astrophysicist?
Antonio. I'll tell you that for certain.
Was that Nacho Monreal who's a astrophysicist?
I have no idea.
Gary, I'm asking you, Gary.
Yeah, no, I
Which
think
team spends
he's
the
the
most
one that-
money?
He's like the billionaire guy who owns the
The one
company,
who
right?
puts the trees.
Which team spends the most money? Because
Probably
I'm going out with that
Man
coach.
City or Newcastle.
Because I wouldn't be buying anything.
I definitely don't want to get a drink with Pep. It would just get too intense.
Who's the player of Arsenal sold to Villarreal?
No,
Etienne Capoue?
No.
Santi Cazorla?
no.
No.
So
It's
so
more
first of all,
roster than that.
the manager that I would like to hang out with would be like going for a barbecue late night fire, sitting around the fire with Marcelo Bielsa, 100%.
Hector Bellerin was who I was thinking of.
Oh, hell.
Real Betis. Not Villarreal, though.
My apologies. Sorry. Now the reason I said him because you were saying like because he's like the what do you call it? Like plants the trees and stuff. So he might have been the astrophysicist.
I feel like Bielsa would be like skinning a goat in front of you and just like, like he's like, I do it just like my dad did.
It'd be giving you a lecture on why it's important to not waste any part of the goat, and he'd tell you all 200 ways you could use everything you get from the goat. That's what he would do.
And my coach is definitely Klopp because I think Klopp could throw back some beers. Just German stereotype right there, hardcore. But player?
It's you
Yeah,
know
let's
it's
report
off the
out
top of my
that.
head. Like I kind of felt like Harlan on beer would be really funny because he seems like he's enjoying
Harlan,
life right
yeah.
now. And like if you went
Holland,
out
yeah,
drinking
I
with him,
like Holland too. That's
you
a
out
good
drinking
pick.
with him, he's gonna be he's gonna have a lot of fun. And then
I
he's
feel like
always
he's probably always knocking shit over on accident, though.
yes, you just can't take him to your
Anyone
house.
gonna say
That's all.
Sam Allardyce with his pint of wine?
Mhm.
When he
I would
was,
have a
when he
beer.
was
I'd have a
calling
beer
the
with
stink.
Jose as well.
Who?
Jose Mourinho.
Mm.
Yeah, for real.
He's
Yeah, but you'd end
apparently
up
he's
getting
really
in a
cool
fight
guy.
with him. He would say something about you, and it would just be so like flippantly offensive that you would
No,
just
but
be
apparently
like,
he's
"Yeah,
completely different.
you're
Away from
fuck you, dude."
football, away from football, he's apparently really charming and like he's actually nice to be around. But if he's the player in your team if you're the player in his team that he picks out as the one he's gonna Dele Alli was the one he was gonna like ostracize to make everyone else respect him.
This one's like a 2-for-1 kind of thing because I don't know Zidane. I kind of felt like hanging out with Zidane. You get the best of both worlds. I think if he's anything like a player, like he is a manager and all that, you're gonna have a lot of fun.
He'd
For
headbutt
sure.
somebody at the end of the night.
He's gonna die. Somebody's going down with the headbutt.
I like that. I would have
But not this
Grealish
week.
and James Madison.
Grealish, you're getting in a fight. You're getting
And
in a
by
fight.
the end of the night, I'd be calling them each other's names because I'd be
And
like,
then you'll be getting in a fight because they're
Right.
gonna beat you up, or you're gonna get beat up because of them. So
Right.
make sure you have your insurance up to date. You're
If
going
I'm
to
drinking with a
Answer his
player,
Gaza.
if I'm drinking with a player, I'm drinking with Connor Cody.
come back, Connor.
No doubt. I don't care. I fucking love him.
I saw
The best thing,
saw De
the
Gea
best
let him
thing
score.
about having Connor Cody on Wolves was the post game presser. If the Wolves kept a clean sheet, then you were guaranteed that Connor Cody would get airtime in the post match. And his pressers are just ridiculously funny, just because like he's kind of uncomfortable, but he's kind of just trying to be himself, and so he's always scratching and pulling at himself and rubbing his nose and face. And I mean, the one time where he's giving his presser and he farts, he just pauses and just lets one rip.
Sure, he's not a crackhead. What is?
It's just
Doing
he's
this
just
Dave
uncomfortable.
Chappelle?
It's anxiety. He doesn't want to be, but he gives great pressers. You know,
it would be heroin actually, not that I know.
I would not
Diego
want to drink with
Costa.
Diego Costa. No way.
You
Uh-uh.
definitely die that night.
No, you'd just be like, all right, man, it's getting late, and
He'll
we have
steal your drink, too.
we're going to the casino, and then after that we're going to the strip club,
Yeah.
and then after that
So
I know
it's
a
like hanging
private
out with
club.
me.
Yeah.
If you
So
pass
it's
out
like
on
hanging
them,
out with
it's
me,
gonna-
Mark.
At Wolves.
I was like hanging out with those Romanians, but if they just
All right,
forced us
guys.
to do
Well,
those
we
things.
are at 2 hours and 15 minutes coming up, so it's about time for us to end the show. But if y'all want to hang out with us afterwards, that's just a little tidbit, a little sneak peek into what we will be talking about backstage, which is probably a bunch of this nonsense. So go ahead and click that link that we just sent there.
Plus
Otherwise,
puppet sex.
guys, thank you guys so much for joining us. Mark, Tom, Chris,
As
Gary.
always.
Thanks for having us.
Pleasure.
Thanks for
Great
having me.
to see you guys back here. Director John, close us out. Thank you, sir.